Alrighty, guys. Welcome to the Hideout. Another week here, talking about all our favorite things: anime, Marvel, and DC. Always last. And
we're behind the streams.
But I hope y'all are ready for today. We got a guest star today, Nathan, a good friend of mine. He's on a viral video, which we're going to talk about.
You might hate me.
Very controversial, guys. We'll be sharing that video on the podcast, so y'all get to take a look at it, and then let's have at it. We're going to discuss it pretty in depth. Again, we'll go with the first things first, which is news. So you had a bit of news in regards to the Superman Legacy.
Superman Legacy and the Daredevil Reborn.
Okay.
But both of those are still debatable. But as for Superman Legacy, Supergirl's search has been narrowed down to Millie Alcock and Meg Donnelly. Now, I just saw that a couple days ago, but you said
I think I've seen it.
One of them had won out already, but I'm not sure which one.
Ali Walcott?
Millie Walcott?
Yeah, Millie Walcott. Okay. So that's the one I saw that James Gunn confirmed. Speaking of James Gunn, I don't know if y'all saw that he actually confirmed that one dude was like, how much of the Superman origin story is going to be in Superman Legacy? And he's like, none.
Honestly, I'm kind of down with that. I mean, Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's what I was thinking. I was just going to reference that because that's what they did with Spider-Man. They got rid of the whole Spider-Bite, the whole gaining his powers. Like, they just jumped in, let him know he already had, the abilities and stuff like that. So, one thing I want to ask, what do y'all think as far as, like, the web controversy that they discussed? Like, so Tobey Maguire has it, built
so
in.
It just comes out of you?
I haven't heard about this. Why?
What? No way.
Have you watched, what is it? No Way Home?
Yeah.
So, on one of the scenes is Garfield and Holland have, like, devices. They make their own web out of, this, like, super high Teflon or whatever it is. And, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man has it, like, just come out of him. Like, it comes out of his wrist. So...
Have you never watched the Tobey?
Yeah, I have. That's why I was surprised.
So he never references cartridges.
Yeah.
So
I guess I was just surprised. It's like, they're not the same as Tobey in terms of he just does that?
Yeah, they have to create theirs.
So they're, like, kind of, like, thrown off. Like, what do you do? Like, is it just come out of you?
Well, I was watching that clip the other day of them asking each other, like, in the movie where they're all together, where he's just like, so what'll be fun? Garfield's just like, I fought a Russian guy in a tank before.
Russian guy dressed up as a rhino before.
And then he fought kind of an alien. That's why.
He didn't mention that, even though that was a really cool thing.
Yeah. So. And then Garfield's like, upset that he hasn't fought an alien yet.
Yeah.
Jacob then said, congratulations on hitting your first 100. Yeah, man. Thank you. We did hit this week 100 followers on Facebook. Super exciting, milestone. Hope to get better from there. So it was, pretty cool. So I made that announcement, and I appreciate y'all, that have tuned in and everything, So only better from here. Better from here. So next piece of news was what? Deadpool? Daredevil.
Same. I see that. But was it Daredevil Born Again was supposedly going to be 18 episodes, but as of right now, with the productions and everything, they said that it's not guaranteed to be 18 anymore. Some were saying 10, 12, so it's been fluctuating around their part. So there's no solid, hey, this many episodes anymore.
You guys remember when new seasons were 24 episodes?
That's what we discussed last week. Like, you gain...
It's so rare nowadays.
Yes. It's only... And I'm sad to say, these episodes are the ones that are like Vampire Diaries or all these like drama, romance, shows that are now on Netflix, and it's just like 18, 24 episodes, 29 episodes a season. I'm like, Jesus.
How many episodes was
But each episode of that stuff's like a drag, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least with Marvel and like, anime episodes, you're gaining like an affection for these characters, like your heart fell into one, person, like not just 5 episodes out. Echo, for example, was 5 episodes. Like, one.
They were
one,
supposed to have the 6th.
Yeah, and budget cuts. Or no, that was the reshoots, I think.
That was the budget cuts.
So,
like, I understand with anime, especially with Mappa, considering they have like 7 anime they animate at one time. I understand 12 episodes, but it's just. Yeah. I remember first season of Attack on Titan was 24 episodes.
Yes.
I miss that.
Yep. Yeah. Like, again, you just get this, like, attachment to the characters, the reason of being, like, their true, like, dragged out origin. Not dragged out is the wrong word, but, their origin, like, the reason why they are.
You understand the character from
Exactly.
But I think the problem is everybody just is so, well, I'm bored with this now, you're taking too long. Or it just going
that
as fast as you can.
Like,
they're like, okay, this is done, we have to put out something else. And we just have to keep putting things out.
But no one knows how much it takes to like do animation. You know what I mean?
Well, not just with animation, but like with Marvel too. Like we just have to keep pumping because we have to like flood the market.
And that's when who is it?
As long as it's constant, it should be fine. But like with One Punch Man, what's it been? 4 years now.
That's what we were talking about.
Yes.
And season 2 was 12 episodes, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was like. With that, time span, again, we've heard speculations of the, One Punch coming out this year. Again, the photo you were talking about with, One Punch going one direction. So, like, are they working on it? But I would rather them be honest instead of, like, just, like,
dangle it over.
Hey, like, just give us something. The fans want it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
do either of you remember that old, I think it was a Geico commercial. And
cut you $1. That
yes,
yeah.
That's them doing it with the
You almost had it.
You gotta be faster than that. Yes, you gotta be a little quicker than that.
That's what it reminded me of.
There is. I was telling you about that anime Free Run at Journey's End. I am so happy because I've been enjoying the anime so much, and it's actually 24 episodes this season.
Nice.
But the reason for that I feel like is
first
season, first season it's ever aired, and it's 24 episodes. It's like it's on episode like 18 right now, I think, maybe like 19, 20. But the thing that I love that I've noticed about it is the anime that are rarely doing this with 24 episodes are ones that aren't big like studios, ones that don't have like all of this content they're trying to pump out. Like, have you heard of Madhouse?
Yes.
The, like, studio?
Yeah. Madhouse is noticeable, but, like, they don't pump out so much content, but what they do pump out is quality.
Yes.
That's because they do, like, one thing at a time, and right now that's what they're doing, and it's something that makes me wonder, like...
And then, so do you think that's what hurt Mappa in the
end? It's definitely what hurts
definitely.
Mappa, because their director has straight up said, I want to be the biggest animation studio in Japan. He has made it extremely clear he does not care about his employees at all. Because that's why Attack on Titan, the final season, was split up into like 6 different parts. Because he just said, yeah, we'll end it. But he didn't think about how much there was left to animate until he realized, crap, we actually got a lot. All right, just get it done. Just get it done. And as quickly as possible.
That's what it was. Just do it as quickly as possible. And it just like...
So you think it might have been better if it wasn't so rushed?
Well, the final season was already great. It was just like there is a difference between like the time it takes something to come out and to say like this is bad because it's taking this time to come out. Like time, I don't think affects how good an anime is like at all. But I will say that if it had more time, like it should have had, because really season 4 when it started, it should have been 2 seasons. Like I think it.
There should have been that last one that came out.
Yeah. I think it could have straight up ended at like. Maybe like right when the rumbling started, and then like the rest of the rumbling could have been its own like
its own season.
Yeah, its own season essentially. That real actual finale. The movie was fine.
The final season, part 1, part 2, and part 3.
Yep, final season.
So
then there was the Attack on Titan final chapters, part 1, and final chapters, part 2. That was absurd.
Okay, so it should have just been that. Should have just been one
you had to
whole
give
piece.
you had to give it room to breathe, and I think that's the biggest issue with me. Is because a lot of companies, like you said, are just trying to, we want as many as we could grab so that way we could just like pump out, like we know these IPs are going to make us money, and if we take a risk on like that one you just named, well, it might not make as much money, but these 3 are going to pull everything in, and if our name is attached to that, it might bring other people. But Madhouse is like, we'll do this one. And
we're going to take our time
and make it good.
Yeah.
That's like with Ufotable too, because they kept... we can all agree that ufotable Demon Slayer, the most beautiful anime you'll ever watch. It might not be the best, but it is the most beautiful thing you will see. And it's because it's the only thing Ufotable is currently animating. They are not currently animating anything else. They take their sweet time with Demon Slayer, and every episode is just so breathtakingly beautiful. And Mappa's anime looks beautiful as well, but like, there's people who will always complain about some things. There's really nothing to complain about with Demon Slayer, though, in terms of its animation, I feel. It's so beautiful.
I really enjoyed it. The last one was just like, again, the house that it's going through. The
Infinity Castle?
Oh,
yes.
my good, dude.
Infinity Castle! Yes, I was telling you about how hype it is, dude. It's the end game.
Yes. Dude, it's amazing.
So that's what he was saying. Like, the next arc, it's going to...
But the training arc is boring.
Me and you had talked about that. Like, I think it's 8 episodes. Maybe plus 6 to 8 episodes, because then it's not very long. I was just going over the chapters with him. Yeah, the chapters. Like,
Demon Slayer in general is really short.
It really is.
It's super short. There's like 3 arcs left.
Yeah, and it just like in my head it's really only
50 arcs, twice breaks,
because it's the Hashira arc. The Hashira training arc, then
Infinity, Muzan, then Rising Sun, I think it was what it was called or something.
That one, I don't know if you could consider it a whole arc.
It's the epilogue. It's the end arc.
Yeah, it's the end arc. The epilogue, yeah. But I wonder if they're going to do that.
Yes. They have to. That's the ending. What do you mean? And they have to rewrite it because the Muzan's fight sucked.
Dude, the Muzan... Oh, okay, we can't spoil it.
No spoilers.
I'm not saying
what happened. I'm just saying, like...
Jackson says, the demon trade made me ugly cry, so I'm guessing...
Mugen Train? Yeah, Mugen Train was great. They did a great job at introducing a character in such short amount of time, getting you attached to him and making you love him and making you pain to say goodbye to him.
My wife is kind of like you, got on the animation train like late. She's never really cared for it, but I got her in a few. She is so upset Rengoku died. Like, her and my daughter are both crying over Rengoku's death, that sometimes I'll randomly play the Demon Slayer song. They're like, why that one?
Don't do this to me right now.
Can we agree that the way you went out was great, and Akaza is actually really damn intriguing? Akaza is such a great, like, he's a likable villain. He really is. Yes. And that's something that
you're gonna have
there needs to be more of those.
At this point, because I don't think you know Akaza well enough. But yes, Akaza's like whole backstory and everything was so good. Like,
when does that one come? Here in this next arc?
No, you don't get it in this next arc.
You can understand his likability though, because like he won't eat women or children, and like he straight up begs Rengoku, dude, don't make me kill you. Yes. Be a demon with me. We could fight forever. I don't want to kill you. And then he's like,
so he still had.
I'll have to make you a donut, bro.
Yeah, no, he's very much like out of all the demons.
Donut, my friend. No, that's so funny. That's so. I gotta take that poster down now.
Bro, every time I go to a donut shop, I go.
Dude, what? I forget what anime it was, but somebody was talking crap. And this guy, I forget the anime. Maybe you could help me out.
Yeah.
But there was somebody that like came up from behind and like straight up put his hand through somebody's chest like Rengoku's. Mm-hmm. But it was from behind, so everybody's like, he got reverse Rengoku'd. I was like, dude, no. Like, it was like an anime. Like, this dude just, like, all the way through him. Like, dude, like, imagine me punching you. So, like, it's all, I'm like, he's like, Akaza just did it in front. This dude did it behind.
You know, I was also telling him something about...
He said not a donut.
I actually had a really good question I wanted to pose for you guys. So, I had a really good question I want to pose for you guys, because I heard someone ask each other these questions, and it's like a really interesting take on just anime in general, and it was, what would you put on your Mount Rushmore of anime? Like, what 4 anime do you think deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore? And... People might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I think Demon Slayer has officially solidified itself as something that needs to go in there. One, because in terms of anime, when you think of anime in terms of like just a normal show, anime is beautiful. It could be whatever the hell you want. And why would you not want the most beautiful looking anime to not be up on there to represent it? Mm-hmm. I think Death Note has to be on there. Okay. Because Death Note is the most anime of all time. I was telling him about this. Good. It's the most anime of all time.
You said one of on the Hot Sauce episode, you were like, "Can it not be a fight scene?" That was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, he's like, "What name a fight scene that top 5 fight scenes?" I was like, "Can a non-fight scene be a fight scene?" because that, like, what I think it's episode 2 or 3, when that first he's like, oh, if you could kill me over the TV.
The inner monologue,
dude. And when he writes down his name, the dude dies, and it comes on Al comes on the TV afterwards. It's like, oh, I was just messing with you. I didn't think you could do it. And I was like, that whole scene when I read it, like originally in the manga, I was like, I'm stuck. I'm gonna have to buy the whole set. I still don't have the whole set. I lost it.
So who would you have on the mountain? Of that series, would it be the ghoul, the demon, or L, or would you put Light?
It has to be Light, dude.
It has to be L for me.
Okay, L, I think, was the one that stole people's hearts. I feel like Light, at the end of the day, is a better written character.
Yeah.
The demise.
Light, really? You think he's a better? No, honestly. I think Light has a better.
He progresses the show better.
He progresses the show a whole lot better, but I would have to put L.
And his change from the beginning of the show to the end was absolutely. L was constantly a great character, but I personally love to see the journey of a character more.
I think I have to agree with you on that because especially with the flip that he did when he forgot, or like the memories left him. And he's like, I never did it. And when he would imprison himself,
he put Konosuba in the top 4. That is the funniest damn anime. That is a good pick. Have you guys watched Konosuba? That anime is so damn funny.
What is that one?
I can't.
You can't describe it.
You'd have to watch clips of it to understand how fucking goofy that anime is. It's so funny though.
His demon was my favorite.
But Demon Slayer for best animation. It's also solidified itself as the anime that's like the best one. Like, oh, there's people getting anime. Watch Demon Slayer. It's so simple. It's so enjoyable.
Okay.
I think some of the art for it, or the music for it.
Yes.
The scoring,
the scoring, yes.
Attack on Titan, because I think it's just the best story overall. It does things that no other anime has done. You know, back in like when season 3 of Attack on Titan first aired, right when season 3 part 2 had ended, the Death Charge one, the Return to Shigichana District. Did you know it on IMDb? There were only 10 episodes out of every single show in the entire world that had a rating of 9.9 or higher. 2 were from Game of Thrones. 1 was from Breaking Bad. 7 were from Attack on Titan.
No way.
And only more of them, ever since season 4 I've got on there, have been 9.9 or higher since season 4 aired. It was absurd. So,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
A slight bias because it's my favorite. I'm putting it up there. Then 4th, I can't forget.
Naruto.
And I want to ask... Naruto's fair, but if I were to ask you guys, what do you guys think is the most all-around, just like solid anime? One that no one can truly say they dislike. One that gives you a little bit of everything. That answer is so damn clear to me, but I want to know what you guys think first. What is the most all-around solid anime that you cannot hear anyone say that they have disliked? And a lot of people will say is their favorite.
Dragon Ball Z is the one that came to mind, right?
Dragon Ball Z is the one that comes to your mind?
Dragon Ball Z is an OG. But for me, it has to be Full Metal.
Yes, that's it, bro! Yes, Full Metal is the most all-around solid anime.
Like, up there, like, top, like, it has to be up there. Because
it was the highest one on IMDb for the longest time, which I will say.
No way, that too?
Yes. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, though.
The Brotherhood, right?
He said Full Metal. He said Full Metal. This guy knows his stuff, bro.
Your wife, she
loves Full Metal. Like, I got her on that one, and she, like, honestly... We had just talked about it too. She was like, I'll go back and rewatch it just because it's just, I mean, from somebody who doesn't watch anime, she even said, she's like, it had such a good arc, so many different twists and turns, but everything, at the very end, everything closed. There was no more questions.
Proper ending.
Ending. Like, everything was like, okay, this is done, everything closed out. You're
no
over here.
left, you know, branches to, think about.
It was just so well done. And then the power structure was understandable, yet it was still made you be like, I don't fully understand it.
There was complexity to it.
Yes. And then
but it was the good complexity that you could understand it to where, like, it's complicated, but you understand it.
You understand it.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, okay, we understand it's scientific, but at the same time, we can't do that, but it makes that, like, draw to it. Okay. And it was just so well done. Like, It gives you the horror, the scary. It gives you the action.
What's the difference in Brotherhood and then the other one? Because I watched Brotherhood because someone told me to.
Yeah, that's
but I watched the other one.
I couldn't tell you because I haven't watched the other one.
The other one was terrible. Okay.
that's self-explanatory, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't count.
Joshua said, "Hey, David, what's going on, Josh? Thank you for tuning in. We're deep in discussion right now, so some Full Metal Alchemist is what we're talking about.
What's your Mount Rushmores, though? I went on mine and, like, I'm happy with my answers. I think I've explained them pretty damn well, and like I know people who love Naruto and One Piece are going to be mad at me.
So I'll go through mine really quick.
All right.
Quick. So again, mine I'm fairly new to what I've watched and what I've seen. So again, Naruto, because again I'm biased, obviously.
Yeah.
Everything that I have is Naruto, so I'll put Naruto up there. But again, Naruto Shippuden. Again, once the story arc got in depth reasonings why he was still going after Sasuke. Like, he's my brother. Like, there was the only one person that didn't see me as a monster from the get go. Like, even though he called him a loser, but didn't ever see him as he
was a human, just a loser of a human.
Yeah, exactly. So something around that source. So Naruto, then again DBZ, because that one had me at like in Toonami ages where I'm running home from school. Like I was like, that is my nostalgia from where I escaped from all the just hustle bustle of like again homework and my family life. I was able to go in my room at 4:00, watch it till 4:30 on Toonami. And
Toonami was huge on like endorsing Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood too. Like it was so
and
big.
that again, I posted that on the Hydeout page. It was stating that it brought anime to the forefront. For everything. You know what I mean? Like it was what. Oh, thank you. The last. Have a good stream. Appreciate it, Jacobson. Have a good time. Be safe. So DBZ for the nostalgia again. Overall, it was made fun of. I know, but the 10 episode power ups. When he first went Super Saiyan,
screaming for episodes straight. You got to give props to the voice actors too. Goku's voice actors passed out multiple times during
the scream.
Like I'm not big on DBZ, but I will never talk smack on their voice actors and their dedication. So outstanding.
He lost his voice or ruptured something. I believe too.
Same thing happened with Solo Leveling recently. Apparently, the voice actor in episode 2 was screaming so hard that he was coughing up blood. It's crazy how hard
they go crazy, but I'm like, that's their job. But at the same time, I was like, you don't have to go that level.
Even Aaron did it.
Oh yeah,
that scene where he was yanking the chains off his arms and they came off. He had to go to the ER because he damaged his throat.
Dude, they put it in their heart and soul.
Because I remember hearing that scream because it was just him yanking those chains like. I'm like,
I mean, this is completely different from anime or voice acting, but Daniel Radcliffe in the Harry Potter movies, during that scene when his godfather dies in the 5th movie, they muted out like everything's Sirius. They mute him out, and all you hear is like their little score and everything. But they said that a lot of people he was. Legit screamed, crying his heart out because I guess somebody in his family had passed away and he just let that flow through him. And they're like, yeah, we can't have that in the movie. This is too damn sad. They said that a lot of actors out there, everybody had to do cut because they just all started crying after hearing him break down.
You can't cut something for being too good. That's the
no. They cut his screaming out, and I was like, what? Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So they took out the most emotional part.
Yeah, they took out all the but I'm like, what's crazy is that they still made it somewhat emotional because the music they scored with it was
sometimes
so sad.
Silence can be stronger, but that's a bad case of it. I feel like if it's truly a deep connection.
Yeah, and I was just like, people that do it is just that voice acting or that acting in general. Just at that point, you're just that character, and you just go off.
Because as someone who did a lot of acting in high school. When you're able to toss away the script and you're not using lines, you're being a character. There's a magic you feel in that moment that you would not trade for anything. And the fact that they would mute that is surprising to me because you're taking away the magic of this acting in that moment, which pain, I would not be down with. I'd be mad if I was him.
I just read it once or twice, and I was like, I don't know how true it is, but I do know they cut that whole scene.
Uncut Harry Potter version. We need to re-edit.
Keep going though. What's the rest on your mouth?
Let's see. So Naruto, DBZ. Man, I
because there's 2 ways you can take this question. You can go with your personal favorite 4, or the 4 that you truly think have impacted anime the most that need to be on that Mount
And I
Rushmore.
think if you're gonna, for me personally, you could do yours. But for me personally, if I'm going to do a Mount Rushmore, it has to be the top 4 that I could introduce to people. And they're going to be like, okay, I'm not gonna...
Anime is where it's at. Okay,
Yeah.
So mine, then real quick, Hunter x Hunter.
Great pick. Great pick. Best power system in anime, by the way. Nen's system is
so
awesome.
Confusing though after a while because I'm trying to
the Pentagon.
Yeah, and I'm like, so you could do this, but you could also do the like the other ones, kinda.
So what's her eyes? Kurapika's eyes. I can't remember the power that she has. Scarlet eyes. Yeah, where she's able to master all of them, all the nins.
Yeah,
so
that was kind of cool.
That was again, what got me hooked was just that power structure again, being able to break it down to 5. Not everybody's mastered everything. If they are,
the 1 in a million chances, and that's like what it goes off of. Is
So
but the specialties ones are
it's also kind of easy for you to like not expect much from Hunter x Hunter with like the 12-year-old protagonist, but like seeing how like these are literally, because they display like these are just kids doing this, and you see them and there's like horrible journey that they truly go on, especially in that Chimera Ant arc and that development, like seeing Gon go from like this super nice person to this full out, that rage scene scared me when I first saw it, like because I feel like it's hard to you can't replicate that rage as good as Gon did in that moment. That is truly like the best rage scene I've ever seen.
For being the build up, like he stayed like just chilling watching her, you know what I mean? Like
just you know what that gave me? That gave me Thanos vibes. Like looking at it now, where he's just sitting there waiting. He's like, I know I'm gonna have to fight you sooner or later. I'm just gonna chill here.
Take you out,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Because wasn't his whole thing like if he saw someone who was good, he would believe that they were his friend.
Yeah.
But like if there was someone who was bad, he could not fathom the fact that they could be good. Yeah. And that's just something that like the child mind would like have in there, and that's why that whole scene was just so damn interesting to me.
I forget what YouTube video I watched, so I can't give it any credit. I'm sorry, but I was rewatching like the whole Hunter x Hunter arc thing, and they're like, Gon is a very special MC because everybody protects him. He'll go out and like try to protect other people and like try to fight for his friends and everything, but everybody protects his innocence because he is the most innocent out of the rest of his people. Mm-hmm. Like all his other groups have seen something or been through something.
Just that child mindset.
But at the end, in the Chimera Ant arc, there was nobody there to save him. There was nobody there to stop that. Like he is dead, and there's no way of getting him back. And it was just so. That's when that rage kicked in, because now as the that childhood like mentality was like, if I can't have this, I'm upset. That tantrum kicked in, and it was just like you said, like you can't recreate that because it was just pure childhood.
It was authentic, yes.
Ooh, that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, it was. You remembered that scene, dude. How crazy it was, and like as time went on, you just evaluate it more and more.
One time, it almost got ruined. Like they were like, "What's up with Gon?" And we're referencing Doug Dimmadome. They're like, why is Gon looking like Doug Dimmadome's hat going into the air? I was like, wait, what's going on? And I was like, nope, I'm not gonna look into this because I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet, and so I was like, nope, I'm not gonna look into this. I'm not gonna like spoil it for myself. I'm almost there. I was like, I'm in the Chimera area, like So when I got there. Again, the moment was good, and then I got the joke afterwards. Like, it didn't ruin that moment for me, because again, just the sheer just snap, from good to I don't give a shit. Like, I'm about to kill you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm walking you to your death, just so you know.
It was so good.
Alright, so Naruto, DBZ, Hunter x Hunter. What's that fourth one?
That fourth one, I am gonna go with My Hero, even though it's not done and I haven't read the manga.
Manga's not done yet either.
So I honestly, it's again just a character that's being drawn to his limits of being a hero. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you see him, seeing the world just get worse and worse and worse, no matter how much he tries. And then like just that goodness being sucked out of him. So in that last one, to have his homies, all the the academy like come out and be like, yo, we're here. Like you're not fighting this alone. You're not carrying this weight on your own. Like even though he's had the all for one, or one for all, right? One for all. all the one.
One for all.
One for all, because one for all. So all one for alls in him, telling him they're with him. He's still carrying this, burden.
Yeah.
And then again, now I'm interested in where they left it at. And again, I haven't read the manga personally, but again, the animation's been good. The characters have been good. The villain arc is good. You're pulling for homie at one point, Shigaraki, right?
Yep.
And so you're pulling for that guy for a little bit because you're like, oh damn, like
he did
killed his family. Like he didn't mean to kill his family. Like what the heck? Like you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say my hero.
I'm not big on My Hero, but I always got to give props where it's due. Great music in that anime too.
Mm-hmm,
Great damn
That's what I'm saying.
music.
That freaking scene where he's going hard on the higher up, and just what's his name? Oh my god, the flame guy. Oh my god.
Todoroki?
No. His dad. Endeavor. Yep, Endeavor.
Yeah.
So going with Endeavor's prominence burn in the air. The score on that was you're right. The music was intense.
The music was really good.
No, I can always go into detail about things that I dislike, but I will never hesitate on things that I gotta give props to.
Yeah.
And some anime just blow my mind. Like I've noticed that a lot of anime that I don't like always have really good music though. That I'm like.
You at least got me on that. Like, you dished out on the right piece there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what's yours, man? Go for it.
See, this kind of puts me in a tough spot because I'm more of the manga reader than the anime watcher.
Well, have the manga that you'd want to put up there been like really different in terms of like how they've been adapted as an anime?
Slightly. Because
is it more so like the things are going to happen but haven't happened in the anime yet also?
It's more of a... Well, I could throw one out there and my wife could help me if she wants to. But, Claymore? Have you heard of
that is an underrated, below the radar pick right there. That is nice though.
That one, the story is so good. Like the anime kind of ruined it. The anime at the end ruined it, but it was so good. And then it was just the animation for it was pretty insane for the time it came out.
It was, yeah. Like it's not something that you can tell it's older when you watch it nowadays, but it's the same thing to me with like Code Geass. It's like an animation. Code Geass, by the way, is like my third favorite anime.
Dude, Code Geass is up there.
Code Geass. Why does that sound so familiar?
I probably talked to you about
Seinen anime. It's the goat of Seinen. It is like the goat of... It set an example. I think it set the example for having a good anti-hero protagonist.
Yes.
Lelouch is goated.
Yeah. Dude,
I love your reaction to
that. I want to watch this stuff. I want to watch it.
Dude, Lelouch is just so like
he had a plan from the beginning.
Yes. And I was like, I feel like they kind of wanted to emulate him with Eren a little bit.
They did. They absolutely did.
And I was just like, you did do pretty good, but Lelouch was just on a whole nother... Like, that writing right there was so good. But Claymore, for me, has to go up there just because it got my wife so hooked that I bought her the manga box set, and she finished it like within a month.
There's also an undeniable love that you have to give to something that not everyone else appreciates.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's more love I feel like you can put into there because you don't hear anyone else talking about it. And Claymore is, like, a perfect example of that. And you said it has, like, a different ending in the manga. I haven't read the manga for it. What's
the manga? See, the anime didn't finish. The anime had one.
That's right.
The anime had one season, and they changed some of the ending of the season to just be like, okay, we're done. Like, we're not going to finish it. Which is why I advocate, and I'm hopefully both of you can help me advocate for this, because if I could advocate for that to get a remake, a whole, like, start having
there have been so many things getting remakes lately, and, like, it wouldn't be absurd to think of that, because, you know, One Piece is getting a remake?
They're, like, getting 2 different remakes.
Why is One Piece...
We talked about it, like, we were just like... Out of everything that hasn't been finished, like this in the middle of it, it's still going. Like, just made a live action, and they're gonna do a remake.
They got a live action, and now they're doing a remake of the earlier ones. They still have all the old ones out. I'm like, why? What made you do this?
So he's saying One Piece low.
One Piece high.
Because there are some anime that have got remakes that have been great, and some that have got them and have been people have been like iffy about. One I know in particular is like High School DxD people. It got a new season recently. People were like, I don't like the animation change. It still looks great, but like.
So do y'all think it's not necessarily like a remake, but like?
It wasn't a remake. High School DxD.
No. One Piece, the one that's being brought out, is it like what they did
straight
for
up,
Naruto, where they did like rehash the animation? Like
yes.
Is that what it's gonna be?
Essentially, you know how like the biggest thing I have with One Piece is like an anime I can't consider good if it needs 400 episodes to get interesting. Well, because it's Wit Studio that's doing this, by the way, the same that animated first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan and Spy Family. So like Wit Studio's up there. It's like it's right below Mappa and Ufotable in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think Wit Studio is still up there just because like it doesn't animate as much. But Wit Studio is going to animate like the first 100-ish episodes because I think that they've acknowledged, wow, One Piece is really a drag to get into at the start. And a part of that has to do with like it's really not good animation. And I think Wit's going to try to like fix that.
The original animation for it is so bad.
It's really ugly.
So that's what makes it even harder to get into.
I think it was a 4K dub.
It's slow and its animation is bad and like here's the thing. People will tell me, you can't have an opinion on One Piece because you haven't got to episode 400 when I'm like, bro, I got 30 episodes in. The point of an anime is to entertain you. And if you are watching something that you feel like you are forced to being watched, it has failed to entertain you.
Yes.
So you have more than every right to just drop it and say it's bad.
I mean, the same thing goes with like if you're trying to read a manga or any like regular book. If you don't get me, like my wife's like, if you don't get me in the first 3 pages, I'm like, I'll give you 3 chapters.
Okay.
I'll give you 3 whole chapters. If you can't get me within those 3 chapters, I'm done. I'm not giving you an extra chance.
It's also that thing that you learn in English class about the rise in conflict, the falling action in the conflict.
Yes.
A good story needs to feel like a roller coaster of like emotions that keep you like feeling all these different things. If something's like a complete, just like clean, flat line, you're gonna be like, the entire time, and that's what I like with a lot of these older anime, which is why I think that it's vital to have anime with really compelling first episodes. I think Attack on Titan has the best first episode of any anime.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like it introduces the world, it introduces the characters, it gets you to know characters. It even gets you hooked on characters you don't know. Like that scene where the soldiers come in and this guy, it's this old woman you don't even know, and like he shows you the arm of her soul of her dead son, and she's like, but did he contribute to the world? Did he help? And the soldier's like, no, he didn't because I failed as a leader. We haven't learned a damn thing. And you're like, holy shit, this is the first episode, and they are dropping this on me.
They did it so well because on top of like that was just
these are no name
characters. That was just like you're right here. On top of all, like, this, I don't know the world, but we know something's going on. People are dying. We don't know why.
Because right before that, it's just Aaron going about, I don't want to be cattle trapped in this room. Like, I can get behind that. Then you're like, the soldiers, let's see how this is. And you're like, And they're like, it can't get much worse than, the wolves kicked in. Bye, Mom.
I was like, okay, that wall getting kicked in, but then you see the armored titan running. Dude, just like plow through
it was so intimidating and sick.
Dude, that first time you see the armored titan and the fossil titan,
bro, but what about that scene, the first scene? Because like you have to think like, they're just these demented looking titans. How scary can they be? Then they show that frame of the smiling titan. It's just like, just and like, because when you think about it from an outside perspective, you're like, I could take on titans. But like when you really think about these 8 to 15 tall, demented looking beings just looking at you with no intention other than I'm going to eat you. That is horrifying. To me, at least. I'm just trying to keep it real, though.
Because it's just like, okay, they don't want anything but to eat me, and they don't eat me because they're hungry. They eat me just to eat me.
Yeah,
but at the time, you didn't know.
Cavity of the Iron Fortress. That is a great callback. That one's like about. Have you guys seen that? It's like about zombies. I can't tell you exactly like what everything that happens in it, but I remember just seeing this one scene where a guy gets bit on his arm, and then like he wraps a belt around it, and he takes like a burner, and because he doesn't have anything else to use, and he has to burn like his arm off so that way he doesn't turn. And like, this thing seems freaking crazy cool.
What?
Yeah,
that's animated. Like,
yes, dude, it was so, and it's older too. It's older. I need to watch that because I've seen the clips and scenes of that, and like, it looks crazy good.
Just from what you said, I need to get it.
The burning part, I'm like, that's so metal.
Like, God damn.
Oh man.
We're only on number 1 for your. Where are we at now? So.
Claymore. Full Metal.
I would have same reasonings.
Full Metal is just amazing. Like the writing was just
all around.
Yeah, all around. It was good. Death Note. the writing, the scoring, the like cinematography for it,
characters
alone, and I'll probably have to put Demon Slayer because it's a really quick run and go. It's not super like crazy powers or anything. Yeah, you understand there's swords and the demons have their own little thing, but I'm like, it's simple enough where you could watch it, understand it, and once it's done, you'll realize how short this whole
everything you expect to happen happens to it. That's fine. That's fine.
And then the art style on just the animation on that one, I think the animation on that one probably has to stand just on the animation.
Ufotable is so good. Which, by the way, this thing right here, Fate Zero, the thing that I need you guys to watch, it's by Ufotable. It's the thing that made them popular. It's what got them Demon Slayer.
Honestly, the one that I know, Fate Stay Night, was the first Fate one I got into.
That one was by Dean. It wasn't very good.
And I was like, okay, I like the concept.
The concept's great. Yeah.
And then I was like, I just don't know where to start.
Yes.
There was so many
Fate series is very confusing. This is to everyone out there. I'm going to give you a huge help right now. So, if you want to watch the Fate series, it's only complicated if you make it. So there's the Fourth Grail War, Fate Zero. Watch that first. Animated by Ufotable. Came out in like 2013. It's 10 years old. It's still one of the most beautiful anime you'll ever watch. If you like that.
10 years old?
10 years old. And it's still one of the most beautiful anime you'll ever watch. When you watch the first episode, you'll be like, what? 10 years old? Then you watch Fate Unlimited Blade Works. It takes 10 years. It takes place 10 years after that event. And something that's really cool is without spoiling it, at the end of Fate Zero, there's a kid who gets saved, and that kid ends up becoming the protagonist of Fate Unlimited Blade Works. And then, if you like that, here's how the story works. Here's Fate Zero. Then there's branching paths. Oh. Here's Fate Stay Night, the one you watched. Yeah. Here's Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Here's Fate Heaven's Feel. It's all the Fifth Grail War. It's just a story of, well, what happened if this happened instead? Have you ever watched something and you wondered, man, I wish this character got more screen time. Or, I like this girl better. This is the best girl.
Yeah.
That is exactly what the Fate series is about and why I love it. The author has even said, because he's been asked, hey, if there's 3 different routes to the Fifth Grail War, what's the canon route? And the author has said, the canon route is whatever route you want it to be. That's why I made them.
That's amazing.
It's outstanding.
That's amazing. I love that fact alone because it's just like, you gave the certain characters like their spot to shine.
Yes, because in Unlimited Blade Works, one of the characters who dies off first is the Rider class. She's Medusa. She gets an off-screen death. She has no time to shine at all. But in Heaven's Feel, she is the girl. She is the bad bitch. She gets all the screen time. And Heaven's Feel came out last because the Heaven's Feel ones, they're movies. Yeah. There's 3 of them, and they are animated perfectly. Like they are on this because it came out like right when Tengen versus Upper Moon 6. It's that style of animation. That's how quick. Like, I need to show you guys after this one of their fight scenes because it's crazy good. But the thing that I love most about the 3 branching paths is the Shiro, the main character. His whole ideology is he wants to be hero of justice. But in each one of those paths, he takes it in a different way. Like, the first one, he takes on the approach of, like, do you save the 10 random people or the 100? Do you save 10 people you love or 100 random people? He saves the 100 random people because that's more people. But in Heaven's Feel, the main problem in that show, in that movie, is the girl he loves is the source of like a lot of evil going on. And he has to ask himself, is he willing to kill this girl to save the world? And he says no in that route. And in that route, he is willing to throw away his ideology and save the people he loves. And it's insanely amazing because of how different that is. And I can't say what the plot point of Unlimited Blade Works is because it's a spoiler, but I will say the dilemma and the journey that the main character faces in that route is the best dilemma I have ever seen a main character face in any show.
I've seen Unlimited Blade Works, so I know what you're talking about.
You know what his dilemma? You know what he comes face to face with?
Yes, and
it wasn't that amazing.
Honestly, I remember seeing that because my brother had put me on Unlimited Blade Works because I think I watched Fate Stay Night by itself, and I was just like, okay. I was like, this is like amazing how the way that the ending was going on.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn, like okay. I'm like, you kind of get a glimpse of it a little bit, like early on, they like kind of foreshadow it a little bit. And then
that's something I forgot to tell you, the foreshadowing, because in Unlimited Blade Works, the very first episode, there's this scene where Sakura, she's this purple-haired girl who gets little to no screen time in Unlimited Blade Works. And there's this character, his named Gilgamesh. He's the strongest guy in that show. He's a servant who fucks up. Because the whole thing with Gilgamesh is he could end the Grail War in 1 second if he chose to. He just doesn't think people are worthy. He's like Aizen almost. But he's like, I think he's better than Aizen.
He doesn't get Aizen.
Ah, okay, well. But the very first episode, you see Gilgamesh walk up to Sakura, and they talk. You don't know what they say, but he's talking to her. And then he walks away, and Sakura's just left with this face of, like, just pure sadness. And it does not tell you what they say in the entire show. But Heaven's Feel, the movies, it starts off with that conversation.
Okay.
And Gilgamesh tells her, hey, if you enter this Grail War, I am going to kill you. And so she doesn't do it. But the reason she does it in Heaven's Feel is because in Unlimited Blade Works, Shiro's in love with Rin, who's another character. She's the main girl of the show. She gets all the screen time, while Sakura gets nothing. But in Heaven's Feel, Sakura's in love with Shiro, and Shiro loves Sakura. And because she loves Shiro, she gets motivated to join the Grail War. And Sakura gets her time to shine.
Okay.
And it's so cool because there's something to appreciate with every single
chapter,
route.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Every character gets a chance to shine, and every character gets a chance to get screwed over.
I was trying to see if it's not a shonen.
It's seinen. It's definitely more seinen.
I need to try to, because I have the Shonen Jump app on my phone, and I'm like,
I can tell you this much: Fate Zero is not shonen. It is the darkest shit you will watch, but it is. It's not dark for no reason. Like, I don't know how to explain this without you guys thinking I'm insane, but it's beautifully dark in terms of like how messed up things get, but the beauty of how things play out overall in its ending, because like it has a bittersweet ending. It doesn't have a happy. It's bittersweet. It's like Attack on Titan. It's bittersweet, but it's beautiful nonetheless. And the journey to this it's gut wrenching. It's heartbreaking, but like seeing the journey of all the characters is just because the thing I love about Fate Zero so much is that the whole thing with the show is you're not just rooting for one character throughout the show. Everyone in this war has a wish they want to make, and everyone steals a spotlight. Because one episode, you're like, I can't wait for Kiritsugu, the main character, to win, because he's going to save the world. Then you see Waver and Ryder, and you're like, these guys have stolen my heart. I don't want anything bad happening to any of them. But then you realize only one person is going to win this war. And so that's what it's so damn good.
Yes.
People got some writing skills, guys.
Dude, no, that's people are crazy. Man.
That's just in depth. Like again, from manga to anime would be what just trips me out the most. Like writing that to be then animated.
Because have you ever heard anything like an author saying like he makes multiple branching paths to a story and telling you the canon one is the one you want it to be? Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's like those choose your own journey games.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, that's exactly what. But it's in an
multiple
anime.
Million, options to go with, but you got, the one you choose. You know?
Yeah, he didn't have to do that. He's just like, no, I'll do it because I want to see what people like.
Yeah, this guy is my favorite.
On top of that, too, I think I'm trying to write, so it's something entirely different. But just characters I create in my head, I'm like, I like this character. This one's my favorite. 5 minutes down the line, I'm over here like, but this one's pretty fun to write with. So now it's just like the story has to go according to whichever. And I'm like, again, I'm not like writing like super crazy or nothing, but it's just like every character, every character, and then I can understand where it's just like, I'm gonna do this whole different storyline now because this one deserves a spotlight. Because in my head, I finished this story, but I can't get this one out of my head. This has to play through now, and then this one is gonna have to play through now because while I'm writing this one is coming over, and then I was just like, I could totally see where that author was going.
It's funny. That's like a huge thing that writers struggle with. They'll be writing something currently, but then they'll fall in love with this idea of something that they write next, and they just can't wait to get that thing done. And I think that's kind of what the writer probably went through. He loved the idea of like these multitude of different stories and how he can do things. He's like, why wouldn't I write this? I can just please a bigger audience and have more content to bring out to people. Because Fate Zero came out in 2013. Fate Stay Night, the original one was like 2008, which was the thing that was weird because Fate Stay Night is 2008. Then the prequel, Fate Zero, comes out in 2013. And the thing that's crazy is like the prequel, Fate Zero, I think is the strongest entry in the Fate series. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever played Halo.
Yeah.
But have you ever played Halo Reach?
Yes.
So many people think that is like the best Halo game.
Yes.
And the thing is like when you play the first Halo game, and the amount of years that it took for Halo Reach to come out, you know for a fact they did not plan Reach.
Oh, no.
They just wove it in there perfectly, and it's the same exact thing with Rogue One.
Yes.
Because Rogue One is literally just Halo Reach.
Yes.
It sets up for the main characters to be successful. I remember I was telling him about this, I think, at work, And that was just something that I thought was really interesting about Fate Zero is that how this guy wrote the prequel, and it was the strongest entry in the series when he had already had the fifth Real War.
Good series.
Yeah, because he already wrote Saber's route, Reen's route, Sakura's route, and he's like, how did this lead to this, though?
Yeah.
And he's like, let's do something here. And it was the best damn thing ever. If Attack on Titan didn't exist, this would be my favorite. And I think this thing does things that better than Attack on Titan, and that's crazy of me to say.
It says, from Suicide Zaku, it's Demon Slayer is more hype. Watched the first season or two, haven't felt like going back to it. Ooh, that's controversial.
I mean, to be fair, though, after the Entertainment District arc, it's been a big training arc.
Yeah.
That's really what it's been. I will tell you this, though. Once Infinity Castle airs, it's the peak of Demon Slayer.
Dude, and you just give it
another 2 years. Think it would be good to just run it through?
Oh, yeah. Give it another 2 years and then run it all the way through. Infinity Castle is going to be so good. So good.
And then again, I don't
get spoiled. Because you see every single Hashira fight.
Yes.
Oh.
Every single Hashira fight.
Because honestly, there's only
3
more Upper Moons at the moment.
3 Upper Moons, but 7 that you haven't seen.
There's 3 Upper Moons and Muzan.
And Muzan.
Because without spoiling anything that happens, what Infinity Castle is just Muzan saying, dude, this is ridiculous. I'm not letting you guys train. That's stupid. We're ending this right now. And he just takes him to his palace. That's it. And they just go all
the Declaration
out.
of War, and it's all out.
Kind of like
you're watching multiple Hashira and multiple Demon Slayer corps fighting each member individually.
Yes.
It's not just one-on-one. It's multiple of them fighting one demon.
Yeah, it's like it's either a double team on like number 3 Akaza or like 3 or 4.
There's like 5 fighting Kokoshibo.
Yes.
Goodness.
Dude, it goes.
Dude,
Kokoshibo was the peak fight.
Yeah, honestly,
Kokoshibo was amazing.
Jeez. Although, what is his name? Number 2.
Doma,
yes. As simple as it was, I forgot. His
Eli checked in.
What up, Eli?
What's up, brothers?
People are gonna hate Doma.
People are gonna hate Doma, but Doma's was the most beautiful out of all.
Oh, absolutely! Like there was an elegance to Doma to start with, though. Yes. Like you can have villains that you hate, but you can't deny the things that are quality about them because, like, if you ever played Borderlands 2, a lot of people think Handsome Jack is like the greatest antagonist of any game because he's so likable.
Yeah.
There's so many good traits about him, and there's a lot of those things in Demon Slayer. Like Akaza's really respectable in terms of like he won't kill women. He will not kill children. Doma, he doesn't really have redeeming qualities. He's an asshole.
Doma's
but like he has a likable aspect to him.
Yes.
It's like I wouldn't say likable isn't like a friend. It's like you don't want to see him go. You want to see this guy on screen because he's adding things to the show.
Yeah.
Then Kokoshibo is just a badass. He's the guy. He's
like
the
Spice,
guy.
You know what I mean? Like
he stirs the pot. That's what Doma does. He stirs the pot.
Okay.
Doma's kind of like the last dab to everything. He's gonna make you burn. He's gonna hurt you.
He's that cocky bastard. He's the cocky bastard
sweet,
for a reason.
And there's a kick in the end,
and then Kokoshibo's like, yeah, I'm strong, but I'm not going to tell you how. I'm going to fucking prove it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude.
Just
everybody
goes
else
ham.
Yes, dude, when we say Kokoshibo is strong, like the other
5 members
again,
are fighting
5.
once.
So fighting him at once?
At once.
Yes.
Jeez.
Like, it takes so many people to just... do they, like, fully take him out?
Yes.
Like, I can't remember exactly how it goes.
But it comes at a cost. I will tell you that
it comes with a
goodness.
This is the Infinity Art. It's endgame. It's endgame.
Dude, it is so... Honestly...
Because if I remember correctly, the ones who are fighting Kokoshibo are Mitsuri, the snake guy, Guillaume, who's the strongest...
Predator.
He's fighting them. Sanemi and his brother. Yes. Sanemi, you know what scene I'm talking about with Sanemi, right?
Yes.
That scene... Watching Sanemi... Okay, everyone hates Sanemi at first because he stabs Nezuko.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, as a manga reader, he became my favorite Hashira.
Sanemi was incredible with that fight, and I can't give him any... Like, he kind of gets a little annoying with certain things he does, but he's kind of like Doma, where he's probably the most annoying Hashira, but you still like him.
Yeah, and the thing is like, he had every reason to not trust Nezuko, because, like... his mom tried to eat him and kill his brother. Like, he's not like this because he's a dick. He's like this because he's trying to make sure his little brother is always safe. Yeah. And he proves that.
The one thing that was in the way was the mom. Like, that turned into a demon.
Koko Shibo, his fight, the way he fights with Koko, the Wind Hashira, I think he has like one of the coolest way of fightings. I think Sanemi is so damn cool at fighting, and like seeing his moments he has. Yeah, he's Wind Hashira. He's the second strongest Hashira, I'd say.
Yeah. In terms of physical ability, it does go Guillaume and then what's his name? Oh my gosh, so many names popping in my head.
Probably like Rengoku, honestly, because like
I was telling this before. Rengoku is probably top 3 strongest, only because he doesn't get later end game abilities.
Yes, that's true because like he started at such a young age. The young guy was all Murichiro. That's the other one. There's 6 people fighting. There's 6 people fighting Koko Shibo. No,
but Koko Shibo knocks a few of them away.
He does, but
so it goes down from like 6 to like 4.
Dude, Muichiro is like the youngest person in the Demon Slayer Corps, and they straight up said if he had more years, he'd be the strongest because he's doing it at such a young age. Yeah. But
that's what he was saying. Like, if it wasn't for that short, just in the beginning, and again, he's level 3 and gave him a fight. Like,
oh no, he was talking about Muichiro, not Ringo.
Muichiro. He's the Mist Hashira, I think is what it is. The Mist Hashira.
We see a little bit of him right now, right? In the
Okay. He's really likable. I really like Muichiro, but
he's strong.
Something that's really interesting is that did you know that like it's hard to scale how strong the Hashira are because some of them are straight up just stronger against certain types of the demons. For example, if any other demon slayer went up against Akaza, they all would have been killed quicker than Rengoku.
Oh, so much faster.
The one who was best fit to fight Akaza alone was Rengoku. Yes. And he couldn't even win.
But again, I was telling him, like, Rengoku probably would have won if he got later.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, also if he awakened his like later ending powers at the end.
Almost, yeah.
Also, his father didn't teach him half the stuff he needed to know.
He said
if he learned that, he could have won,
He could have won.
Eli said y'all sleeping on Tengen, though, with the Mist.
No, Mist.
So Tengen is flashy as hell, but I will say, I will not sleep on Tengen's character. He was so entertaining.
He was awesome.
He was the coolest. I think he's like one of just the coolest personality-wise.
Yes.
But realistically, in terms of his power, he is the weakest Hashira.
He's one of the fastest, though.
He's fast, but like his power, though. The thing is, he's fast, but every other demon is way faster.
Yeah, way faster.
Is the problem. I will say he was lucky to fight Upper Moon 6 because if he hadn't, he likely would have lost more than his arm and his eye. But I will never discredit his character. Like
Tengen was
the guy.
Amazing to watch, and then that animation with the whole fight, that was just
that is the most beautiful animation I've seen to this day, and that hurts me to say because I love Fate so much.
Dude, the ending though, like when. Was it when my wife was watching it too, and it was that scene when they finally think it's over, and Tengen is like, here he's yelling at the main guy again.
Tanjiro. He's like, biting his sword. He's like,
and that urgency and that voice actor did that so.
He did, and the music.
Yes, dude.
Everything came together. There's a reason people say Ufotable carries Demon Slayer, and it's because they took that simple story and they said, "We're making this a banger."
Yeah, they really.
It was so good. Again, the music is what carries a lot of the freaking weight. Sometimes, like it is. He is
alive. That is true, and he's going to stay alive. But he was smart to retire because if he almost died against Upper Moon 6, I will say though, Upper Moon 5 and 4, they really were just kind of like throwaway demons.
They really were. I was like, you had. Upper
There was
Moon?
No point to them.
There really wasn't. But technically, no, there really was no point because
the only point to them was to show you that Zenitsu is strong still.
Hold on, we might be getting ahead of ourselves because he doesn't get to a certain point. He's only anime.
But like Zenitsu fights one of the demons, and like he proves to himself that like even though he's a coward, he's still very strong.
Which upper rank are we talking about right now?
The one that in the entertainment district, right? He was going
number 6.
No.
Okay, so you're jumping ahead.
Zenitsu eventually fights one of the upper moons, and like he's able to prove how strong he is.
With just that one ability, or does he finally?
No, that's the thing with Zenitsu. He has like only one ability, doesn't he?
Yeah, the thunderclap and
that's
flash.
it. Like he doesn't have anything else.
Yeah.
Because people actually think that Zenitsu is stronger than Tanjiro.
You know what I mean, Eli, but he doesn't. This guy is in the dark.
I'm good. I'm ready. Like just the way you're talking about it, I'm just like on a whole nother. I can't believe that one.
The Infinity Castle arc, you see Zenitsu going crazy because honestly, this one.
Did he lose something or did he just?
You have to see.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin anything.
All you know is that it has a happy ending.
That is true.
It's not the best ending, but it's happy.
But
the author did rush the ending though. They straight up said they did.
He did?
Yeah, the author said that they were going through really bad family problems and they weren't proud of their ending.
Yeah, I could tell.
They rushed it,
especially when you were.
But they didn't rush Infinity Castle at all.
Oh no, he did his. It was with Infinity Castle. The Muzan is when I was like, something's. It's the same thing with Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War arc. I was like, wait, why are they giving out so many? Hold on, stop. Okay, it's done. Yeah. I know.
Rolled it out too much. All their powers at once.
Yeah, it was crazy, insane. He just everybody gets their strongest abilities now. He became Oprah. You get a Bankai. You get a Bankai. You get a Bankai.
Bankai.
Dude, it was so sad when I was reading it. Like,
did you not like 1,000 Year Blood War?
I liked it. I just wish it was better.
Yeah.
Now the animation. Have you caught up? Are you watching the animation? Dude. The animation for that is so beautiful. No, they're making up for it so much because they're actually expanding what the manga didn't. So they're giving you more details on certain things.
For the first time, anime is doing more than the manga.
Well, yes, but actually you never hear about anime doing that.
Well, outside of filler.
In a good way. Yeah, in a good way. Then.
Towards the story, not just a filler. Like
the fact that they're giving Bleach something that's more, that's not
even
filler.
What?
Dude.
Because I like Bleach, but it is probably like the worst offender in terms of filler. Like its filler goes it's horrible.
Is that bad?
Its filler's bad.
When I think of like
16
only
seasons
thing that does worse than that is Boruto.
Oh yeah, Boruto's horrible. Yeah.
Boruto. There's a story with that. Me and my wife were watching it. We got so far. We had watched 222. I don't know how many episodes. We were in it. Because we watched Naruto and everything. Then we read an article comes out and it's just 20% of all the anime that is out is true to the manga. The rest is filler. I was like, I just dropped on me. I was like, wait. You're telling me all these episodes that I was like, have nothing to do with the goddamn manga.
And you're like, why am I just now realizing this?
Like Eli right there, he's like a whole season of filler. Like Eli, Bleach, and I don't know if you watched it, but Bleach has seasons of filler. There's whole Like I got my nephews into it, and they were watching it, and I think after season 3 or 4. They're like, what is this? And I was like, I don't even know what the hell that is. That's filler. Get out of it. And I was like, I was reading some of the next episodes. I was like, go to next season. I think they passed 2 or 3 seasons before it got adding stuff in it.
Yeah, I remember people were telling me, the Fate series is so hard to follow along. And then I'm like, then there's Bleach. It's Bleach is it doesn't suffer from the branching paths. It's just where do I watch something that follows the story and when can I stop watching and then pick it back up? Because the thing with Bleach is when you compare it to the big 3 of Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Bleach, Naruto and Dragon Ball have always been constant. They've always pumped out their story. Bleach, One Piece, not Dragon Ball, One Piece. One Piece and Naruto have never really stopped with their story. It's always been constant. Bleach had a huge hiatus.
Yes, it went on.
And the thing that sucks about that hiatus is before the hiatus, you would hope that it pumps out as much content that you want as you can, but so much of it was filler right before that. Yeah. That's why so many people just did not care about the 1,000 Year Blood War because their hype for it fell off so long ago.
Yep.
And it sucks because the 1,000 Year Blood War is really good.
Really, really good.
It's really good.
How long was that hiatus from Bleach to 1,000 Year Blood War?
It had to have been 10 years, right?
Was it that long? I don't think so.
Since Bleach last aired to 1,000 Year Blood War?
For the animation? Oh, yeah.
It was
been
at
least
10
years. At
least. It might have been 15 because if you watch the last episode from when its hiatus started, then saw 1,000 Year Blood Wars animation, you'd be like, what?
The animation,
that alone should bring you back in.
The animation should definitely bring you back in. If you watched Bleach and got up to the end, go watch it.
Do you think there's somebody on the internet right now that has the seasons mapped out? Like,
no, definitely.
You shouldn't be able to. Don't watch these episodes.
They already have. I don't know if you see them, but they have whole. If you go and Google which ones are canon, they'll tell you season 1 to season whatever, episodes this to this. Those are canon. Episodes this you can completely bypass and then pick it back up here.
Got it. Eli says like 3 of them, so 3 seasons if he remembers correctly.
There's a whole lot.
That's insane. Suicide Zaku said it was kind of like FMA because it's past the manga. That's what made the rare chance of something like FMA Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist, okay. And then, there's a list.
Because now that I think about it, when Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood first came out, it didn't have the amount of hype that I feel like it has nowadays.
Oh, no.
In terms of how many people agreed to enjoy it. It took time for people to like... Because what they had in the back of their mind was Full Metal Alchemist, in that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But then people heard about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, they're like, fine, I'll give it a shot. And they watch it, like, okay. And they're like, okay.
Oh, I remember this.
Let's go. And then you're like, what the hell? Why did you do that to the dog?
Dude,
I never understood that meme till I watched that.
Bro, I saw a meme the other day of like, okay, have you guys seen the memes of like, there's nothing more dangerous than a female Jujutsu Kaisen fan and how like feral they get for like Gojo? They're straight up like, there's straight up people saying like in comment sections of Gojo saying like, legs spread, no condiments, just like the most absurd copy paste memes I've seen. But I saw this one saying, if there was one anime man that could make you get on your knees and bark, who would it be? And someone showed Shoujo Tucker, the fucking dad from Full Metal Alchemist, that did the dog thing. And I was
no! That is so jacked up. Well, I was probably the only one that could actually do that to you.
Literally, I figured,
because I also saw it kind of reminded me of something like I think you're gonna do as a father eventually. It was this guy having his son watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and he's loving the show, and then you see the part with the dog, and he's like, I need a dog, and then like he sees the dog and he goes, Edward, and he's like, what? And then he looks at his dad, he's like, why is it? And then he goes, no! He's like, no, I hate him!
Yeah. I think it was like episode...
You're going to have to teach your son eventually why he's named his name, yeah.
I'm going to sit him down and I'll make sure I skip those episodes.
No
sexy jitsu.
You can't skip them.
Just show when he's introduced and then when he started teaching, Naruto the Rasengan.
What did that say?
He goes, Eli says there's a video of this guy watching Full Metal Alchemist with this girl and she loves the dog and he goes, should I tell her? But he didn't. The next clip just shows her crying.
Yeah. Those are some of my favorite reactions. Just
those are like, again, you get to relive that moment with someone else. Like
that's why I'm telling you, like, you guys need to get on like the whole. Because imagine he's never watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Imagine we knew about the dog scene and like. It's one thing for him to watch it when he's not with us and to come back and tell us about it, but if we saw his reaction live, we could not forget about that, and we would have a video of it too. Be like, hey, you remember that one episode of Full Metal?
Dude, honestly, like that's how kind of like I told him that's how I am right now. With some of the stuff he's watched, like Death Note and everything, I'm like, it took him so long to watch Death Note.
Yeah, it took till we like started the podcast almost like that. He's like, you need to watch Death Note. I was like, I got it. It's on the list, man. You gave me a sticky note. I got it. And then when I watched it, I was like, yo, hooked. He's like, I knew it. He's like, I knew you were gonna enjoy it. Like,
it was just. Like I told him, and like with my wife, I was like, I can't ever get that feeling of first watch or first read ever again. But living it through other people, that's as close as I could get. Because I'm like, there's like with like Attack on Titan, my wife and my daughter still haven't finished it.
They chose that.
They're waiting till it's dubbed because they don't like reading and
watching.
Oh,
Shannon, what?
Listen, I understand people. you'll never beat Japanese dub, but AOT has a pretty solid dub, especially Levi.
Yeah.
But like Levi, Matt Mercer, I love that voice actor.
My wife's the same way. She waits for dub or likes dub.
Jujutsu Kaisen has an amazing dub.
Does it really? I haven't seen this.
Because a lot of people say that Gojo's voice actor is like way better than his Japanese. Because like,
interesting. You don't get that very often.
I gotta see it.
Because like I've seen panels of him like at like conventions. Like, can you say the line? And he goes. And like, okay, I'll say the line. He goes, "You crying?" And then like all these girls just go, "Oh my god!" Because like he's so good. And like I remember watching Jujutsu Kaisen and dub, and I'm like, I've heard this voice somewhere before. I've heard this legendary voice in an anime that I love. And I thought to myself, what anime do I love that I don't know all the voice actors? And I go, Fate. And I watch Unlimited Blade Works, and I'm like, he's Archer.
Oh,
he's Archer. Oh. And you know how good Archer is.
Archer was good.
Archer is phenomenal.
What does it say? Eli says Erwin's speech is legendary.
Dude, that speech, yes, that riot suicide, that was amazing. I love it.
Nanami's OG voice actor. Are you talking about his Japanese or his dub? Because his Japanese voice actor, like Kenshiro, I know his first name's like Kenshiro, but there's this guy. Like I see this video all the time. It's like these 3 voice actors in Japan who were known for First one goes and he says his line. Pretty good. Third guy goes and it's Kenshiro and he says his line. Yeah. Nanami's OG voice actor, his Japanese voice actor, is so damn good. I saw him do a live take of Nanami's voice, and he just says his line, and he gives like the most heartbreaking, like beautiful performance, and he just grabs his backpack and he walks out the door like he did nothing.
Another day's work.
Suicide Zaku, first episode of Elfen Have either of you heard of that or watched it?
Which one? Elfen
No.
I have watched it. I've heard that show is a, how do I say this? A mind fuck, basically.
I've watched like 5 episodes, and it's something you if you have family, it's something you watch alone.
So it's good, probably.
But dude, that first episode, you are right. Dude, because it's I don't know a whole lot about it, but I remember seeing it, and this girl's like trapped, and she has like psychic powers or something, and it like the way they animate the psychic powers sometimes is like tendrils and like with hands at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
And she just goes off, and she finally escapes this like facility, and she just murdering people, dude. Just Jesus, and the people ripping in half, other people just slamming upside, dude. It goes crazy.
Was it like purposefully, or was it accidentally that she's doing that?
Oh no, she wanted to escape.
Oh my god.
She's like, I'm done being here. She has like this helmet thing on her, but she's just walking out, dude. I just sent you the video.
Probably the voice actor.
Yeah, it's invisible hands. I took it as like the like telekinetic ability. I don't know, but dude, that was when I saw that, the way they were just like
just ripping them apart.
Yeah, dude, it was just.
Is the gore there though?
Oh, it's all there. It's all there.
As long as the gore is there, you make it.
They don't hide from everything. They show everything.
Oh, that's freaking insane. What is it? Elfen Lied?
Yes.
Elfen
Lied.
Interesting.
But it's I only watched like 5 episodes of it, I think.
I found the video. He's the last one. His voice doesn't sound real. That's how good it is.
Wait, hold on. Rewind.
It was invented for anime.
Yeah, they did some voice configuration.
He's also Kashibi in Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
The guy who's smoking, yeah. He's also Hannes in Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Yes, he voices his. If you look at his list, like his resume, you'll be scrolling for a long time.
That's insane. Again, then go back to what we talked about, where it comes to scenes where they might like miss up their voice from strain, like from putting so much passion in it, like.
Dude, some people just go crazy with it.
He also voices someone in Fire Force that
you could tell me to jump off of a bridge and I would. That's what Eli said.
I saw somebody say like Erwin Smith could make a speech on why you should bang my wife.
And I'll let him. Yes, I see that. I was like,
he's on to something.
I'm not wrong.
If I die for him, I'd sure as hell let him bang my wife.
You said go sacrifice myself so you could be in their family? Deal.
You won. You're right.
Dude, that's
insane.
My Soldier's Rage is one of my favorite scenes.
Which one?
My Soldier's Rage, my Soldier's Scream, my Soldier's Fight.
Yes. Dude, just that scene too when they're going to save Eren from the Colossal Titan and Armor Titan running off with him. I forget their
in the forest.
Right now. Yeah, when they're running off and he has them like this, and
season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2 was my favorite season because it was plot twist after plot twist.
But then he's like, they're going to get him, and his arm got taken. Right,
and he's saying, charge!
He's like, don't worry about me, Joe, go. And they're like, but Captain, he's like, charge!
That scene where his arm is bitten off and he's getting carried off. They're screaming Captain, and he says, advance!
Dude, that his...
He said, advance, god damn it, bro, chills.
Dude, it was so good. I want to go back and just rewatch the whole thing again now.
And now that everything's out,
you know what I love about Attack on Titan? The more you rewatch Attack on Titan, the more you notice all the foreshadowing. Like, there's this one scene in Attack on Titan where, do you remember when Marco died?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this scene where Annie is saying, I'm sorry. And when you're first watching it, you're just thinking Annie's saying sorry that she wasn't there to save Marco. But then Reiner comes along and says, there's nothing we can do about it now.
Yeah.
Get over it. But then when you watch the show, you know it's because Annie's saying she's sorry because she was the one who fucking did it.
Yeah,
and Reiner's the one saying, we need to get over it.
Yeah. But then it was Reiner's switch that flipped.
Reiner is the most well-written character in that show because he's the most human-like character I think I've ever seen in an anime. Because he's genuinely like a kind-hearted person, but he develops this split personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's my favorite because of how just bad I feel for him because he was forced into a situation where he could never be a hero or never be a good guy, but he can only do something that can be right for his people, but he'll never be good because of it. Yeah. And that's why he was my favorite. Like, that scene where he's watching Marco die, he's like, guys, why are we watching our friend die? And everyone's like, what? And I'm like, this guy is going through it, dude.
And then you see,
was able to just completely shut it out.
And it got to the point where people were calling him the plot armor Titan because they were saying the only reason he's alive is so he can suffer.
That's so messed up.
Because he wanted to die.
He wants to die. But the biggest part that bothered me was when he's like, I transferred my consciousness into the central nervous system. And I was just like, no other Titan is shown to do this. Ever. Why are you able to do it? You're the armor Titan. You're not the subconscious Titan.
I also just think it's funny how useless this Titan became after season 3 because everything... I remember in the final chapters, John says, for the armored Titan, you get your ass kicked way too much. And I'm like, bro, I missed them saying this kind of stuff when they were scouts, and they're saying it again. It's so good.
Like, nothing never happened.
Yes, dude.
They still were able to joke through all of it.
Yeah, dude. It was really good. Honestly, it just...
Attack on Titan's my favorite for a reason. Like, there's not anything I can...
I would put Attack on Titan... I forgot my top 4. But I would put Attack on Titan as a honorable mention.
We'll look back at this video and we'll see that we stopped at 3.
I know I put Claymore up there though.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan, Fate Zero, Code Geass, and it's probably my 4th, Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. I've heard nothing but good things about that though.
It just won Anime of the Year by I think
Vinland
Saga. It's another anime that just got picked up by MAPPA. It's so damn good.
Are you worried about that, or are you good?
No, because their second season premiered, and it's the thing that just won Anime of the Year. It's so good. It is so good, and it's manga.
Well, with Attack on Titan out of the way, they have some more room to breathe, but still.
Yeah.
They took on a lot.
They did. They have yet to animate One Punch Man. They have more Vinland. You know what anime has gone so completely under the radar that I don't hear anyone talk about that's so good? Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is so damn good. And it's only had 12 episodes, but I can't wait.
Underrated as well?
What was that?
Underrated, you said?
Underrated as hell, because it's picked up by Mappa and it's so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember which one it is.
It's about
and they're buying these from other companies.
They're
right?
they're picking them up from
they're
other
picking
ones,
up the IPs and
yeah,
they're being allowed.
But Hell's Paradise had not been picked up yet. Mappa was the first to do it. Hell's Paradise is an anime about this guy is named Gabimaru, which isn't his actual name. It's a title given to him, which I don't remember what the title is, but it has something to do with death. And essentially, what he's doing is he's a convict who has been captured by another land, and the first episode is just them trying to kill him. They try beheading him. The sword breaks. They try tying one leg and then tying another leg to these like horses, and then they smack them, and they both run off in the exact opposite way. And they run, and then the horses stop, and they just get slingshotted back, and the horses like break every one of their bones, and he's just sitting there like, you're not gonna kill me. And they basically find out that they are just not able to kill him, and it's because he was given this insanely strong power to be like this protector of this other town that he had come from. But you don't know this, but he's basically been brainwashed into being like this killing soldier and to not have any emotions whatsoever. And the thing is that he wants to die, but the thing is though, for some reason his body is fighting the urge to let him die, and the person who's trying to execute him is telling him, you don't want to die. You're wanting to be kept alive because there's something that is keeping you alive. You want to go back to. And he goes, come to think of it, you're married, aren't you? And then he goes, I hate my wife. There's nothing about her that I like. And then he basically describes everything about his wife. But in detail, he just nonchalantly says the most amazing things about her. About how even at the end of the day, when there was blood on his hands, she would hold his hands up to his heart and just bring him close to him and just love him. And then she says, yeah, you're stupid. You love your wife. And then he goes, what? And then she just tries to kill him, and then he realizes, he picks up his sword, and then he realizes, wait, I've been trained to not have emotions, but I do love this woman, and I need to get back to her. Jeez. And then basically the woman says, I will let you go back to your wife if you're going to help me. And she basically drops all of his convict charges if he goes to Hell's Paradise, which is this land that was recently discovered where people who are going there are coming back with these horrible mutations and like flowers growing on their body, and they're all dying. But this guy's like, there's supposedly something there that grants you immortality. You bring it to me, and you're free to go wherever you want. So Gabimaru basically says, okay, I'll get you this thing if it means I can see my wife again. And that's how the show starts.
Okay.
That's episode 1?
That is episode 1.
Jesus.
And you know what episode 2 is? Episode 2 is all the convicts get together and the guy says, I just realized something. This boat's not big enough to house all of you. Kill each other until half of you are left.
Figure it out.
And then Gabimaru just starts, he claws people's throats out. It's
Hell's what?
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise. Suicide Zoku's on your level. He said it just came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Eli said, I like Record of Ragnarok. Probably spelled it wrong. Record of Ragnarok?
I heard of that. I haven't watched it, though.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I heard it.
That's something about gods, though. I know that. That's something about gods facing, like, humans. And it's like a death battle of some sort, if I remember correctly.
I don't even know that.
The only thing I know about Record of Ragnarok is this one panel, I think, of Aphrodite, and she's just sitting there like this while 2 guards are holding each one of her boobs up.
Yeah, sounds like an anime. Okay.
Gods versus humans. Yep, I was right. Yep, it's that one. Yep.
Cool. Alrighty, guys, since y'all are tuning in, I'm going to show you why my good friend Nathan here is Saitama. We have yet to get to that clip. We have one waiting here to show you. He's actually went pretty viral at a Comic-Con. It was pretty interesting, so now that y'all are tuning in, I want to know what y'all think.
Dude, I'm going to go away for this one because you guys might hate me.
Alright, here.
I will explain my reasoning after this too. I will explain everything. So don't hate me beforehand, please.
I still have questions too.
Yeah.
The worst anime of all time.
Can I say the most overrated one of all time?
Sure.
All the big 3.
Wow.
In terms of storytelling, it's a lot of just revolving around MC works hard, they prevail no matter what. That's how it is. It's lazy story writing, in my opinion.
Would you say that at least the big 3 laid the groundwork for what we have now?
Oh, absolutely. It's
What's the worst
I
anime
said a
of all
good thing.
time?
I said a good thing. All right. Ask your questions, and I will answer everything.
Go ahead, man.
Also,
You
first
start
thing
it
to
off.
say, I will never take away from how happy people have felt from watching Naruto, from watching One Piece, from watching Bleach, from watching Dragon Ball. If you deem that your favorite anime, my words should not mean anything to you. Let that feeling reside within you. Don't let anything I just said.
Opinions. That's all it is.
It's opinions, but people are telling. If I check my phone right now, I probably still have 3 death threats right now. Or probably like you got.
That's what he told me. Like,
Dude, I have a screenshot of someone telling me you don't got eyebrows. You don't have an opinion. Is that right? No. Let me explain. So when I say overrated, saying something is overrated does not mean it's bad. It means when something is overrated, it means there are things that I think are deserving more of praise than the things that are getting this praise. So with Naruto, with One Piece, with Dragon Ball, with Bleach, all of those anime, what I look for in a story is I look to be intrigued, I look to be engaged, I want to be on the edge of my seat, I want to be nervous, I want to think, oh my god, this character is really putting a lot on the line, I want to be like biting my nails, I want to be excited for all the things that are going to happen next. And when I watch Naruto, when I watch One Piece, when I watch Bleach, when I watch all of these, I just don't get that feeling. But I get it from a lot of other anime. And things that I get that from is Attack on Titan. That first episode leaves you with this roller coaster. Fate Zero does this amazing job of showing you why every single person is trying to join this Grail War and to gain a wish. Vinland Saga did this great job of showing this guy who watched his father die. And there's just this moment where he's just screaming at this blood-curdling scream. And the thing is, he's on the beach as he's watching his killer sail off in the distance. And he tells him, I'm going to find you again and I'm going to kill you. And I just remember these goosebumps I got. And when I watch these big 3, I don't get these feelings from that. And the thing is you cannot tell me that I am wrong for thinking that. It's just how I view a story. And I feel like when it comes to Naruto, when it comes to Dragon Ball, when it comes to all of them, the biggest thing, it's something that even David said when he was ranking them, it was nostalgia. Because when you first watch this, there's this overwhelming happiness. It's the thing that got you into anime. It's something that you love from the start. And it's you miss the way you feel when you first watch that. And that's why it ranks so high on so many people's list. But when you really think about it, there have been so many other good anime that have come out since then that have done these things and done them even better in a fraction of their episodes. Which is why I just think that it's overrated, because if you tell me, but it set the groundwork, yes, it did. But you know what set the groundwork for cars? Station wagons. Are you going to tell me that a station wagon is the best means of transport that we have today? It's not! It's not. I'd much rather take an average car over a station wagon, and I don't think I'm crazy for that. It's just everyone has their own takes on these things, and I wish I didn't say the term lazy story writing when I initially said that, because he asked me something and I had to think of something on the spot. I couldn't go into as much detail as I wanted to. What I meant by lazy story writing was it doesn't take risks. It's always the same thing. The problem, and people say like it just sounds like you don't like shonen. And I can kind of agree with that, because I feel like all shonen are bound by the same rule set of there's a main character, he has something really bad happen, but even amidst this bad thing happen, the enemies who are like monumentally stronger, he will always overcome. And the thing that I don't like about that is I think there's a great difference between plot armor and genuinely explaining why characters are successful. For example, I feel like in things like Naruto, I really do feel like he's just written to succeed a lot of times. Like, something that I will always give Naruto props for, though, is... He's, like, fuming right now.
He's got a point.
But something that I will always talk about with Naruto is, as a big Naruto fan, is they have amazing villains. Nobody dislikes Pain. Nobody dislikes Madara. Why? Because they're well written. They had great reasoning, especially Pain. You truly understood everything Pain was going through, and when I was watching that Pain arc, I was like, I want to see Pain win. I want to see him win, because he has every right to be the way he is. But I hate that amidst this amazing amazing writing and reasoning behind everything he had. It's just Naruto says, "Tatemayo, don't do it," and he's like, "You're right. I won't." And I'm like, come on, dude. You're throwing away this amazing character just from Tatemayo. And I'm like, no, I don't like that.
In the tree? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, in the tree. Yes, that's what I don't like about it. And when I think of things that take risks, I don't just mean like people need to die. I don't mean that necessarily. What I mean is I want to see there truly be stakes. Like with Attack on Titan, here's what I think Attack on Titan does well in terms of avoiding plot armor. Because people say, Eren has plot armor. Okay, well let me explain to you why it's plot armor that I think is better than most. It's explained why things happen. Eren got eaten in like the 5th episode. Yep. He should have died. But the thing is, people are like, he has plot armor, he didn't die. No, he was holding open the Titan's mouth and his arm got bitten off and he was swallowed. He wasn't eaten. And his whole thing is he transforms when he's hurt. He's missing an arm, he transforms out, he lives. It's justified. Yeah. It makes sense. And another good thing that Attack on Titan did was, I think the biggest part in Attack on Titan that really made me fall in love with the series was the female Titan arc where they're all in that forest. Yeah. And Levi's squad is telling Eren, you need to trust in us. Do you not trust your comrades? And he asks Levi, what do I do? And Levi straight up tells him, it's up to you. Yeah. Do you trust your comrades or do you take initiative? You won't know what's right or wrong until you do it. So what is the wrong choice? And Eren believes in his comrades. And because he believes in them, he watches every single one of them die. Whereas if this was Naruto, I feel like if Naruto believed in his friends, they would have all come together and they would have all killed their enemies. Attack on Titan said, nah. Willpower does not get you this kind of shit, dude. I mean, willpower will come and punch you in the face because I don't care how much willpower you have. You're not strong. You're gonna die.
You had that with the Sasuke retrieval arc. That was all that was like exactly how you're saying.
Yes.
Like, yes. He's like, oh, I believe in you. You're gonna overpower this, and then freaking Choji wins. Neji wins.
I'm crying right now. Eli says they die. Nope, I'm out.
Yes, but the thing is like, if Eren chose to not trust his comrades, they would have not trusted him. But they would still be alive, though. And it makes you wonder, what was the right and wrong choice? And Levi, I don't know if you guys have watched the No Regrets OVA, but there's an OVA in Attack on Titan that I think you guys need to watch, because it's like the best episode of Attack on Titan that's never aired. Okay. It's this episode that goes into Levi's backstory. And he lived in you remember the underground place where there were people like really poor?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's where Levi came from. And he had 2 people he grew up with.
Don't they just do like a snippet of that? Or
yes, with Kenny. Kenny. It shows his backstory in there. What the No Regrets OVA is about is Levi has 2 people who were like his family. One's named Farlan, one's named Isabel. And they're both younger than him. And they get a hold of 3D gear. And they're going around, zipping around, committing these crimes, getting things that they want. And Erwin finds them. And he said, and you know what's funny? There's this really cool chase scene where Levi think he outmaneuvered them, but then Erwin just shows up and he has this cold deadpan face and he's just looking at Levi and he's smiling at him because like, oh yeah, this guy's good. And he pins him to the ground and he says, you know what? I can take you guys to jail for everything you've done, including your stolen 3D gear. But you're a bit too skilled with that 3D gear. Join the scouts and I'll drop all your charges. And Levi says, fine, I'll do it. But the reason Levi's doing it is because he has a contract to kill Erwin. And if they kill Erwin, they'll basically be free of all of this. So initially, Levi's going to kill Erwin, but they set out on their first expedition. And Isabel and Farlan are in like, they're separated from Levi at one point. And he tells them, if you see Titans, don't engage. But then things get really foggy. Things get really cloudy. It starts raining. And they all get separated. And Levi tries to find Erwin to kill him. But he just finds a bunch of dead scouts, and he realizes there was an abnormal that broke through the back lines, and he goes, wait, that means... So he goes back, and he tries to find Isabel and Farlan, only to find this abnormal just killed both of them. You actually see Levi look at Isabel, who's this young girl, probably like 16. You see her decapitated head on the floor, and you see Farlan getting eaten. And Levi just has this insane rage scene. It's like Gon-level rage scene. He's just screaming as he's hacking and slashing. You see him slash this Titan 100 times, and it just explodes with blood. and Erwin tells him, sucks that your friends weren't able to make it. And basically Levi's like, I'm supposed to kill you, and he's about to walk up to Erwin, he's about to kill him, but then Erwin throws him this piece of paper telling him, yeah, I already knew that you were trying to kill me. And you're not going to, because look at all these people surrounding you. And Levi's like, you played me from the start and now my friends are dead? What the hell is wrong with you? And he's like, only thing you can do now is to avenge them. And are you going to avenge them down there, or are you going to take your anger out on those Titans? And then Levi basically just realizes that he got played by Erwin. And he just begrudgingly accepts Erwin, and he's like, fine, I don't see this future that you see, but I'm going to follow in your footsteps till I see it. I want you to prove me wrong. And that's how, like, this friendship started with them. Like, if you heard this story about them, yeah, it did not start off as a friendship at all.
No.
But when you see that season 3 part, the thing that was so sad about watching the No Regrets OVA is, like, if you remember, the last thing Levi ever said in the show was, he salutes and he tells Erwin, I have no regrets about any of this. That called back to the OVA that you guys haven't even watched yet. And, like, it all goes back to Levi telling Aaron, you can't regret the decisions
and
you
this
make.
is not animated. This is
animated. It's an
animated.
OVA. It's an OVA is like an additional episode that's not a part of the anime.
Yeah.
And it's like the best thing that I've ever seen. And I don't even remember why I got into this, but like it was this whole thing of like Levi saying you can't know that you're in the right or wrong. All you can know is to not regret the choices that you make when you make them. Otherwise, you're going to live with these
burdens. Goes back to the
will.
Willpower. Again, that's what you were talking about. Like, and not just sheer will is going to get you through this.
And something else that came into fruition was in season 3 when they first have to kill humans. They're having this whole huge dilemma, and Levi tells them, you got blood on your hands now. But if you didn't, John would be dead. So you have to live with this, because since you got blood on your hands, your friend is alive. You can't think of yourself as a monster. And if you do, think of yourself as a monster who's willing to keep his friends alive.
Original video animation. That's what it's. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it sounds. That's what it stands for. I never knew that.
Really? Okay. Original video.
But yeah, you guys gotta watch that
several
No Regrets
OVAs.
OVA. It's so damn good, and it gives you a lot of insight to Levi's backstory and like how he became who it is, and it's animated so damn well.
Where do you watch those at?
So there's no official website, but if you look up Attack on Titan, No Regrets OVA, you'll find some third-party website that will stream it for you. It's not going to be on Crunchyroll, though.
Yeah, no.
Wait, no, they just added the OVAs, I think, on Crunchyroll. I think I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the OVAs are on there now.
Okay. And is it like parenthesized? Like
I don't know. All I know is that I did see them.
Okay.
But I know if you look it up, you will find them, because they are there, and they are really good.
Yeah, I know there's a few OVAs for...
There's like 8 of them. There's also, because that was the second OVA. The first one was actually called Elise's Handbook. This is something you guys probably don't remember at all, but in the first...
For the same Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
In the first season of Attack on Titan, when they go on their first expedition outside the walls, they find this notebook. And it's not described at all what that notebook is. But it's actually the notebook that's from this OVA. And it's of this woman who's like documenting her time in this expedition. And... it was a really crazy episode because in that episode a Titan talks to her. And this came out before the Beast Titan.
Yeah.
So like that was the first time you truly saw it, just not everyone saw it. And this Titan was talking to her, telling her that it hurts and that it needs help. And then she starts screaming because the Titan's like talking to her, and the Titan's like, and it just kills her. Jesus. It was insane, dude. There was also
Attack on Titan gave zeros, so like literally just like.
Then get this: the third OVA,
everyone.
the fourth OVA is a slice of life episode. It's an episode where it's just a cooking episode, and I love that episode because Sasha's like the main character in this one, because they go out.
You've seen all these?
I haven't seen them all.
There's an episode where they like kill a boar, and they have to like basically like, and they have like all these cute like animated faces. It's like one episode of slice of life Attack on Titan, so you'll never see. And there's this because that episode's actually really popular because in that episode Sasha slaps Reiner, and people are like, you know, Sasha slapped the armored Titan.
At one point in time.
At one point, yeah. It was a great
and to talk about it.
I know there was those ones. I know there was the one with Annie.
Yeah, the Lost Girls OVA.
Yeah,
that one was
Girls
really
with
good.
Annie
Where
and Mikasa.
there's an OVA where it goes into detail about Annie's life as a military police cadet, and there's actually one episode where she's trying to find like these lost girls, and in the midst of it, she has to use her Titan powers to like survive. But like, it's a really interesting, insightful episode to Annie. Then there's also one that's basically just like a paradox episode where Mikasa is seeing like all these different. It really plays back to the final season of Attack on Titan.
That's what it is.
Where you see Mikasa, no matter what Mikasa does, Aaron's always going to be in danger. No matter what happens, and she's never going to always be at his side because he's always going to throw himself into danger no matter what choices she makes. Because the whole episode is like branching paths, is like, what do I decide to do here as Mikasa? And she does all of these. She sees all of these, but none of them end up in her way.
And that calls back to the opening of the Rumbling.
Yes.
With the butterfly.
Yes, the butterfly, yep. Everything connects.
Jesus, that's insane. That's such good animation, or good like storytelling in the end, like just really good. I guess nowadays it's OAD.
Animated DVD versus OVAs. Do they have them on DVDs?
The OVAs? I have not heard of it.
OAD.
I'd buy it too because the No Regrets episode is the best episode of Attack on Titan. That's not
Would
even
that be
an
like
official episode.
like a special feature on a DVD set? You think?
Mm-hmm.
Or the special,
Probably.
Special
but I mean,
episode?
I know they have their own like. They'll probably have their own like DVD set just for the OVAs.
There's also on Crunchyroll. Have you guys seen the Attack on Titan Junior High?
Yes.
It's so damn
Did you
funny.
see that? Did you catch it in the?
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They foreshadow. It's just like
they're learning
Attack
about
on Titan, but if it was like a high school anime,
it's a
and
high
like the
school
Titans are like bullies. They don't like the first episode. The first episode is like a Titan walking up to Eren and he takes his lunch, and instead of it being his mom, he eats his lunch, and he's like, "My hamburger steak."
But yeah, they
That's pretty cool.
Is it in the opening that they do that? Or the because I know it was one of the ones where you see,
it has its own separate opening too that's really good by Linked Horizon also.
But no, the poster for season 4, where it's like Aaron, but then the other half was like glass breaking. I think they even animated that scene where like the glass.
I think they did because I also
see a picture of the high school version of the animation.
Because they had so much foreshadowing in this. Like there's this scene where I forgot what happened leading up to it, but Bearholt's talking to Reiner. He's like, "Reiner, are we doing this right here, right now?" And Reiner's like, "Yeah, we're doing this." And then they just do something like completely just out of the ordinary. That's nothing like detrimental at all. But they were referencing season 2. And there's this scene where Armin has a cold and he's not at school. They're like, we gotta find Armin, and he's underneath this blanket and he's next to a furnace and he's like burning himself alive. He's like, "Oh, I love being warm," and it just foreshadows him being burned alive in season 3.
Jeez, that's pretty cool, man.
It's crazy how
and
far
it was the person that
It
made
even
that.
foreshadows Levi losing his eye at one point.
I don't remember. I watched
It was the last episode of Attack on Titan Junior High. He's singing karaoke.
And is this made out to the same person?
Same voice actors.
Everything? Wow.
Same voice actors are doing this, but in a slice of life style. It's so funny.
That's freaking insane. So what kind of questions you got him for his video, even though
he
answered some.
Yeah, he answered some of them.
Well, I can give more in detail explanation as to why I dislike each of them individually more so. Naruto already gave a good explanation of like, it revolves around like that believe in yourself, I overcome everything. But I did say, damn, it has great villains, and I will never take away from that.
My biggest issue with Naruto is that it was very much the believe in yourself, and
yes,
anybody could do it. And he's like, oh, you could be a lowly orphan dude and get become powerful. I was like, dude, you're the son to the Hokage, the Nine-Tails. You're the Nine-Tailed spirit. You're a descendant. You're a reincarnation.
So
of one of the most
technically,
powerful
you
people.
didn't start at the bottom.
He didn't start at the bottom. He's more powerful than everybody in his
But that's
town.
also another problem I have with most anime is like if it's something that like everyone can do just because they have determination, why aren't there more characters who have the same power as main characters? Like that's another reason why I don't like.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, because think of it like
if it's everybody's will and everybody's will is to be the
why
best.
Aren't there 50 main characters?
Why wasn't Kiba?
It comes back to something like Sword Art Online. The whole reason Sword Art Online, like Kirito's like good at what he does in the game is because he's a gamer. He has no life. There are, I guarantee you, in that same MMO, there are gamers who have no life, who should be on par with his exact power level, but just for some reason they're not. And you know why not? It's because he's the good-looking, edgy-looking main character.
But they also give him the, you were a beta tester and this and that. And I was like, beta testers. There was 1,000 beta testers. You don't think 1,000 of them came in this game?
How was he having unreal skills that everyone would have access to? What makes him so much of a gamer that he can do that?
It was so bad. Like, honestly, I agree with you because I'm like, how is it all? And then they gave Asuna she's like, oh, I maxed out my cooking abilities. I was like, how is that beneficial in this video game? You're supposed to survive and win. You maxed out your cooking.
Survival.
You don't need to eat to survive in that game.
Then with Dragon Ball.
So Eli's got to run. He's heading out. He said, "Thanks, Saitama, for the fun." Kinda.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I offended you. I hope I went into detail. Don't let my opinions keep you up at night, though. You like what you like, man.
And then let's see, too much filler in the whole show.
Yeah.
And then Baby Zeus said Baba Booey. I don't know.
That is my friend from Snapchat. He said Baba Booey. Spencer, what are you doing here?
He's watching in. He's tuning in. Eli said, "We know why Kiba ain't strong." Because I said Kiba's a good reason. He was wanting to be a
WoW players to Kirito.
Yep.
Bro, you've seen that South Park episode with the fat World of Warcraft.
Yes.
There has to be someone like that with Kirito, but he's not the main character because he's ugly and fat. Like, Kirito gets to be the main character because he has dark hair and he's also, for some reason, all the girls like him in this game because he's hot. But if he's hot in real life, too, why doesn't he get bitches in real life? It just so happens when the story starts. It makes no sense. So then there comes to Dragon Ball. Now, Dragon Ball is just a lot of screaming per episode. And here's the thing. Just because characters are strong doesn't mean they're well written. Just because you have the strongest characters in the verse does not mean they're well written. I feel like what makes characters more interesting is the struggles that they have, but how they overcome that. Because if a character's just the most overpowered thing from the start. I know it's ironic me saying this in this costume, but the whole thing with One Punch Man is to be a satire, to make fun of all these things, which a lot of people don't know this, by the way, in the comment section of that video. They think, you have a One Punch Man cosplay. I'm going to be saying this.
You already believe the wrong character.
When the entire point of One Punch Man just went whoosh right over their head. It's insane, but...
I'm parodying you already before you even think you're being parodied. Like, you know.
Which Dragon Ball, though, it kind of felt like the same throughout all of it in terms of, like, the problems that I had. Yes. And the problems was...
Z probably has the biggest problems with it, though.
Super was probably the most solid.
Super was more solid than Z?
I think Super was more solid because I feel like a lot of problems came later on in the series, and the problems that I'm talking about are, it seemed like every time there was a negative consequence a character was supposed to suffer, time would be rewritten or they'd come back to life, and anything that they should have suffered from does not exist. It basically got to a point where death itself was not a problem in that show. So how am I supposed to be on edge? How am I supposed to be nervous? How am I supposed to be anxiety ridden? How am I supposed to be anticipating these things that happen? When everything that's going to happen I know isn't going to be permanent. Like, who was that character that lost an arm?
Oh, which one?
I don't remember. I remember there was a character who lost an arm, and I was like, this is sick. Someone lost an arm, and now they're going to have to fight as a Saiyan with just one arm, and, like, I thought that was genuinely cool, but then, like, they rewrote time, like, oh, no, he has his arm back. I'm like, what? But that would have been so cool if, like, that was it. He's now a Saiyan with one arm. Yeah, it just felt like anything... Super has bad writing. Yeah, probably. DBZ High Point was the Frieza Saga.
I really think it was the Cell Saga. Cell Saga or the Kid Buu. Like after
Kid
all.
Buu probably had the most annoying part of it because I was like, Cell Saga I think was probably the strongest, but even then it was still kind of bad.
But yeah, that's the problem with Dragon Ball. It seemed like everything that should have been a consequence would immediately get rewritten as like, don't worry about it. Then with One Piece, man.
You went in a little bit of a detail saying that it was just like flatline. You take 400 episodes to like get it to
if a show has 400 episodes, if it takes 400, because everyone talks about this
TN losses,
Mariana arc or something, Marina arc. Everyone says you haven't even got to 400 episodes. You can't have an opinion. If a show is not good from the start, you have no reason to watch it. That is the first thing that I will say. I understand if a show is really good later on, but when you cannot build me up to these great points, any value any future arc has to me is way down there of just me not caring, because how am I supposed to be invested when everything up until this has been such a drag? I've dreaded everything. It's like... you can't have the suspense of going up a roller coaster and then going down. Don't go up.
Taking an hour to get to the top.
Like if
I'm not even anticipating it no more. I'm just gonna sit here.
You're just like ooh, for the first one. You're like,
we're moving.
30 minutes go by.
Ooh.
An hour goes by.
Are we still?
Can I just
clicking?
jump off of this?
We still clicking right now, like going to the top, like.
And then the thing with One Piece is,
yeah.
I lost an arc. Shut up, Spencer. With One Piece is it felt like every arc was the same. It was some character struggled. Luffy came along. Luffy, you make life better. Luffy be like, you join me, and then that was the same thing. Island to island. That was the same exact arc.
He had to get his crew.
I was looking at your reaction. I'm like,
well, that's the same thing though. It's like that's how he got his crew. Yeah. But like it felt like there was no differences.
Did it take to get his first?
It felt like there was no differences in these characters to get them. It just felt like these characters existed to be a part of his crew. It didn't feel like these characters existed to be a part of the world itself. It just felt like these were characters that were supposed to be alongside the show. But it just didn't feel like there was significance behind them. And like I know that might sound weird, but like that's what I'm trying to what is Spencer saying?
Yorobi carried DB.
I mean,
Yajirobe? Yeah.
Yajirobe. Kind of did. I mean, he carried Goku after the fight with Vegeta and all that.
Also, the other thing with One Piece is like it tries to have these moments of seriousness, but I feel like it can't do that because One Piece is set up to be too goofy.
Yeah.
It's like that scene where the boat was on fire and they're all crying. I was like, this is supposed to hurt me? Because, the show itself has these serious moments. But you can't have these serious moments when the overall, feeling and vibe of the show is too goofy. Like, it feels like I'm watching a kid's show, and it's just like, they're dead. This is what the animation looks like. It's like snot dribbling down their nose, these big-ass nose, these big cheeks, and it's just like... It looks like I'm watching a clown cry right now.
You didn't get sad about that? I think it's a Sunny, right? Was it the Sunny or the...
The name of the boat?
Yeah.
Are you asking me if I got sad about that?
No, I'm saying, it was a big moment for them because they had to get rid of it after, it's been part of their... Yeah,
no, and I got that. It's just that the thing that was in my mind up until this was all just the goofy-ass stuff that happens. And, that's the thing in my head. What's going on right now is just, I'm processing it. I'm like, okay, I get that you're sad, but, man, Usopp's nose is pretty funny, huh?
So the animation alone took away from the series?
It wasn't just the animation. It was
just their overall concept of how goofy the show normally is. Because none of these characters... It doesn't have a very big serious aspect to it. It's, normally
but they'll throw in these serious aspects out of nowhere, and it's just like...
To try to get what we talk about. What we try to talk about, to get, an attachment to the character, or attachment to something.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It feels like what I'm watching is more so just, a goofy journey. And whenever it's not goofy, it just doesn't feel like something that belongs in the show, which is why I can't get invested into it. That is why I don't like the big three.
Well, what about Bleach?
I like Bleach. I like Bleach. I was mistaken when I initially, because that was something that I found weird about the idea of the big three, because the big three of anime are determined by manga sales, which makes no sense to me. Shouldn't the big three be determined by what are the three most popular anime? Why is it that manga sales determine what is the big three of anime? Because if you ask me what anime I think people have watched more between Bleach and Dragon Ball, I'm saying Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
There have been way more people that watch Dragon Ball, but I've come to...
That's the main one everyone references is literally Dragon Ball.
Yes, because when...
Oh, Goku? You mean Goku?
If you also ask somebody to make anime reference, if you're watching The Amazing World of Gumball, because there was an episode where they did an anime episode. It was Goku. It was Dragon Ball. Because when people think of anime, they think of Dragon Ball. Yeah. That is the first one people think of. And to say that it's not in the big three is just so weird to me. But I've come to realize that people say that the big three is Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, while Dragon Ball is the grandfather of the big three, which I can get behind. But at the same time, it's so weird because I like Bleach, and I'm not saying that Bleach shouldn't be a part of the big three. Because, if anything, I want it to be, because I think Bleach is the most solid out of all of those four.
Okay.
But it also gives me a reason to be I kind of like that it's not associating itself with those, but it has to, because it's in the big three, which I never understood because Dragon Ball I feel like is undoubtedly more popular.
From what I was reading with it too is like they were saying that the big three is the biggest, like you said, the biggest manga sales of that era, and nothing touched One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach for so long.
No.
But
Dragon Ball just came out too late.
Close to it now?
Or too early, I mean.
Dragon Ball came out too early.
Yeah. Because, nowadays, Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, is like top of the charts in terms of manga sales right now, because it's nearing its... Jujutsu Kaisen's about to end. Yeah. It's literally about to end, so everyone's like reading that. I think it's like number one right now. Chainsaw Man is up there. Like the big three have fallen down because they've already peaked in terms of what they have to offer, while things are just now peaking. Yeah. But back then,
on top of that too, it's just like I said, of that era, it was this time at this
90s to 2000s, or
like
90s to 2010s.
Yeah, it was just like those were the biggest highlight moments for those.
But something I don't give props to Bleach enough. So
one said, I don't mean to interrupt. Suicide Zaku said, Big Three has nothing on Samurai X. Yeah, I know. Are you familiar with Samurai X?
I don't know
Samurai X.
Interesting.
I don't know that one.
I know Samurai Jack.
Samurai Champloo.
What?
What's Samurai X? Is that older? What's it about?
Interesting.
Oh, we'll have to wait for that reply.
Yeah,
but with the thing that I do know that really made Bleach skyrocket was its animation style. Mm-hmm. Its animation style was so good for its time, and it was so different. Because, Naruto was good. Naruto had good animation. One Piece, not good animation. Mm-hmm. But Bleach was just on another level in terms of it was a different style and it looked good, which is why
adults,
so many.
Or are they teenagers that look like?
They're like late teens, they're like late teenish.
Okay.
But it was the style of it that really made people I like Bleach. I like looking at this animation style, and it was initially quite popular. But then, as the filler came along, it really did decrease, which is why...
Okay, because the manga itself went on a hiatus, right?
The manga never went on hiatus. It was just the anime itself went on hiatus for some reason. I don't think...
Because the manga got cut short. Originally, Shonen saw the decrease in sales with all the filler getting in.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, you have 3 months to wrap up the last of this. We know you're on your final arc. 3 months, ready, set, go. And so he did what he could with a 3-month timeline. He busted out whatever he could, and then the anime never picked up that last arc when he finished it. So it's been that 10 to 15 year gap.
Whoa.
I did not know that Samurai X was the one with Rurouni Kenshin in it. I haven't watched it, but I know about it.
Pre-Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah.
So what's that? Explaining where he came from, and there is one after the show. Interesting. Pre-Rurouni? Is that a show itself?
That's an anime.
Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
You never seen one?
Pre-Rurouni Kenshin.
Was that on Toonami? If it was on Toonami, I may have came across it.
I think it was very a little bit of it was because it was around that time. It was. Was Samurai Jack on Toonami?
Yeah.
If Samurai Jack was on Toonami, I feel like Rurouni Kenshin was as well, because I have a friend who's really big on Rurouni Kenshin, and I know the thing that got him into anime was Toonami, so I guarantee you
it probably was.
It was on there.
Interesting.
But Samurai X was pre-Rurouni Kenshin, so...
Yeah, so it was even older than that, because I don't know Samurai X. What is... If I look at it, I might know it.
Interesting. The OG Rurouni Kenshin was on Toonami,
Yeah, I remember watching Rurouni Kenshin. Dude, I'm surprised you never even watched it.
It sounds really so familiar, but that's why I was like, I feel like it might have came on and I didn't watch into it. Let's see.
It says Samurai X is Rurouni Kenshin when I look it up, though.
Well, it is Rurouni Kenshin, but it might have been like a prequel.
It's a prequel.
Oh,
got
a remake with.
So I do know this, and I do know this.
They got a remake in the past year.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, but I did say they did a remake, the Rurouni Kenshin anime.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I'm really.
My friend brought that up to me. The same one who said he liked it. He said he was really excited for it.
Yeah, I'm interested in watching it. Oh yeah.
We've been going But let's see what else we got. I'm trying to think. We covered it, man. I'm trying to think of this video.
Good talks,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's at 2 hour mark. I'm glad y'all are joining us still, though. You know, I appreciate
still
y'all.
some people here, yeah.
Still people tuning in, you know, so we got a definitely good conversation out of everything we talked about. And then, who's Baby Zeus? That's your friend?
Yeah, that was a coworker.
That's what's up.
He worked with me at the Walmart stores.
With the Walmart stores? Nice. He has us in the break room right now, right?
I don't think he quit like every other month, dude. I don't know if he's still there.
But do you have any other questions? You good?
I'm good right here.
Dude, I had an awesome show. You have anything you want to add? Or, you know,
I'm glad to be here. It was a lot of fun, and hope my anime takes didn't make too many people mad. I hope I was able to explain myself. To where, like, we can accept each other's opinions because I don't diminish people.
I give that guy his edit, props because he probably edited it right. You know, when you were probably give him a good explanation.
Because the thing is though is like Dr. Applesauce, he's a cool dude. Like he DM'd me saying, "Dude, don't worry about
Shout
the
out
people."
Dr. Applesauce.
Yeah, shout out Dr. Applesauce. Give that guy a follow. He is super cool, and he defended me in the comments. He was saying these people are such L's. I was talking about this stuff because I want to hear other people's opinions, even if it's controversial. That's why he's one of the few people that make anime community good, because a lot of the anime community are walking L's. They are really
diehard onto something.
Really obnoxious people who cannot stand.
They don't want to
idea,
accept that somebody doesn't like
your opinion's not mine. I hate you. Die. That's how a lot
you
of them
don't like
are.
Demon Slayer? What's wrong with you? Like, go home. Like.
You know what I've noticed though with a lot of Demon Slayer fans is like the big Demon Slayer fans will tell you that their favorite anime isn't even Demon Slayer. They just really like it, and it's
interesting.
A lot of it is because it's just entertaining. Like it's not their favorite; they just love it. Because when I went to Anime Frontier, most people I saw were Demon Slayer cosplayers, and I asked them, "What's your favorite anime?" And they're like, not Demon Slayer." Like they're like, hey, "I love it, but it's not my favorite."
Yeah. It's like, well, you were wearing Saitama,
a lot of them love One Punch Man. I was still upset there was no other One Punch Man there.
You did? I thought you said there was one. No, there was
there was an Omni Man.
There
was an
Omni.
I still wish I got that picture of him and I just clashing fists together.
When
you got One Punch or Omni Man? I got One Punch.
One Punch.
I mean,
all
in
day.
terms of cartooniness, yeah, One Punch is gonna take it.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is One Punch Man is set up to just solo any verse. That's his whole thing. You don't solo his verse. He solos you.
I love his character, yo. Like, for real, though. That, again, when he showed me the show, I was just like, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much. Like, at first, I was just like, this guy's a goof. Like, out of nowhere, just strong all the time. Like, the way he gets strong. Like, the overall, again, the satire. I didn't know it was satire at first. I was just like, why is this guy, like, out of nowhere so good? Like, and then he goes on to explain his powers.
100 push-ups, 100 steps, 10-kilometer run every day. And he works out so hard that his hair falls out.
Yes.
Like, it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's meant to be the joke. And so many people who are diehard, like, OG
all the ones that you were talking
all the people
about.
who are like, bro, it's such lazy story writing. All he did was a couple sit-ups, a couple push-ups, and he's the strongest. How are you going to say that One Piece has lazy storytelling? Like, first of all, I never said that One Punch Man is peak storytelling. Second of all, why do you think I'm cosplaying as him, dude?
Easiest costume to go for.
Because people can't fathom the idea that some people go to conventions to make people like look at them and be like, I love that. You fit that. You pull it off so well. Yeah, you pull that off so well. It's like, I'm not walking around saying, my character is peak, bow down to this series.
Yeah.
I don't say that, but people are like, that's what you're saying.
What you just said contradicts what you're wearing. Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand.
You know what's funny? One of the top comments in that video is saying, bro's talking about lazy storytelling while dressed as One Punch Man. Ironic. And it has so many likes, but my comment beneath it also has so many likes saying, did I say it has peak rating? Damn, almost like I did it.
I didn't even mention it once in the video. Like,
just want to assume stuff.
And how long was that interview, by the way? Like, again, his editing must have been like.
Okay, I won't lie. As much as I love Dr. Applesauce, he really made me kind of seem like I was kind of shitting on them because I went into
the
detail.
Edit is where it's at, though.
Because no, he told me these shorts are meant to be like 20 seconds, and I'm like, I get that. And he was nice enough to post like a bit more of my interview, but the entirety of it was about 10 minutes. We talked for a good amount of time because the first thing he actually asked me was, because I told you he's big on Pokemon. Mm-hmm. He was like, how many Pokemon are there? And I go, well, I know Goldengo was number 1,000 in Scarlet and Violet. Are we including both the DLCs? And he just goes, Okay, that tells me you already know your stuff.
I'm in. Let's start this interview.
Yep.
That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah. Because I love Pokemon too. Beat a Pokemon with a stick and catch it.
Hey, I've never played Zelda either.
No. I'm not talking bad about Zelda though. I'm not talking about
slide under the table.
The only reason I've not played Zelda with me, the diehard Zelda fans have never played a Pokemon game. But the diehard Pokemon fans have never played a Zelda game.
I played both.
There's this term in Pokemon called stab. Do you know what stab is? The best part. The single-handedly best part about Radical Red. When you go to the Pokemon Center and you walk up to Nurse Joy, she does not ask you if you want to heal your Pokemon. She just does it.
Have you ever heard of Pokérust?
Are you talking about Pokérust?
One Punch Man. Okay.
Okay.
And again, thank God for